All right, we're live. Hey, everybody. It is February 8th, 2025. We are getting ready for a snow event here in New England. Hank and I here in Connecticut, we're supposed to get about maybe 7 or 8 inches of snow. Who knows, maybe more. But we're expecting a decent snowfall where I work at my plant. They actually closed down all operations tomorrow so they could handle it, take care of it, get rid of it so that we have parking for Monday. So it's going to be a decent event. I just finished up a couple throwers, got those done. One of my to deliver, got that done. But there's going to be a lot of snow activity in the next few days. And then they're saying next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe some more snow activity. So anyway, let me see who's in the basement here. We've got Hank. Good afternoon.
Hello,
We've
everybody
got
out there.
Klaus.
Hello.
And we have an empty office somewhere in Canada. So
Who is the old?
yeah. Anyway, so later on in the broadcast, I'm going to go down the shop. I'm going to log on my pad, and I'm going to show some tools that I've sort of copied from other YouTubers and bought them and borrowed them, things like that. Anyway, so
Nice.
anyway, so we'll do that a little bit later in the broadcast. First things first. Last week we had a couple of new people. We had Martin from Individualized Repair. Hopefully he'll join us again today. Great channel. Hope you guys all subscribe. We also had another friend of the channel, Kevin, who showed up. And Kevin, who's not really familiar with how we do things here, I did get some backlash after the stream for language. Okay, so if you're going to come on stream, no F-bombs, just keep it clean. There are some children who watch the show. I got an email from some people of Christian faith who said they didn't appreciate it. So we're trying to be a nice, clean channel here. I can't delay the stream. I can't bleep the stream. So if someone comes on inadvertently, it's bound to happen. Just try not to. That's all I'm saying. But with that, Wayne, we haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. How was your?
No, I only missed you last week. We had the UFC out of Saudi Arabia in Dubai.
How was it?
And it was a good pay-per-view.
What did Chubby bring to eat?
No, Lori made veal on breaded veal cutlets for us and put them on. We had them on a bun.
Nice.
It was good.
Nice.
Now the stuff you watched there, is that all pay-per-view or how is that?
Yeah. Well, not all of it. Some of it's fight nights that are free. They're on ESPN or in Canada or TSN.
Yep.
And then tonight is the pay-per-view. Starts at 8:00. The prelims with the main event going off at 10.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I think it's in tonight. I think it's in Australia tonight.
Yep. Scotty's
Hey,
here. Hello,
Scott.
How
you doing,
all
Scott?
right. So I know here we're waiting for this snow event to happen tonight. They're talking about 8 or more inches of snow. So we're getting a little busy. You get the people that call us. I had 1 or 2 calls yesterday. Can you service my unit like right now? And I'm like, no. Gary Bernanke, he got a call from a lady. Basically said, "Oh, I need it serviced before the snow starts." And I think she texted him at like 4:00 on yesterday. It's like, really? So anyway, those are the calls. I think Gary was out till the 22nd of February. And I said to the one lady, I'll gladly do it next weekend. Well, what about the snow now? I go, well, what about the service then? You didn't care about it then.
Yeah, they sell shovels.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Just like the Russians used to say about the problems with pens in space. We use pencil. Didn't have a problem. So anyway. So Hank, what is going on? You prepared for tonight or what?
Oh, yeah, I got everything on. My salt, my
He's
I
got
got it ready.
He's got it idling out in the garage.
Yeah. Now, did you throw a little bit? Are you going to throw salt on the driveway before to keep it from getting icy?
No, because it only reacts from 28 degrees up. I don't know how low it's going to get.
Right now, isn't it about 0 now, 32? I know it was hovering around 32 at my house.
No, it was like 33.
My house right now, let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit high. Right now, it's 34.
Yeah.
But all that means is tonight, when the flakes start, it's going to go 31, 30, and the flakes are going to get bigger, then smaller as it gets cooler. But
exactly.
All right. Hey, somebody's texting me named Pate. He wants a link.
Don't give him one.
Must be a new guy. You know?
I
If
know.
he's going to
He's
sit and
likely
talk,
live.
if he's going to sit and talk, all right. If he's going to
Well, no. That's another thing I want to say. I'm glad you reminded me. Okay, we've got a lot of friends of the channel. A lot of friends come up on the channel, but a lot of friends are like this.
Yeah.
Okay, this is about talking. It's about answering questions. Now, remember, this isn't like the old StreamYard. I don't have Stella to help me out with questions and things like that. So I'm going to try as best I can. Klaus, everybody is going to help me. Kenny, there's a question, and I'll try and get the questions answered. The whole purpose of the stream is to help people out so we can answer questions, make new friends, things like that. It's just me, though, so bear with me. We'll try and get questions answered. But if you're up on panel and you're not contributing, I still love you, but I'm going to put you in a basement, okay?
Yeah.
And especially if you get to like 10 people, you can't go more than 10. I'll start getting text messages, get in, I can't get in. Well, I'm going to drop you. Now, there's a difference between being in the basement and being off. So, for example, if I get close to 10, I have to knock you off in order to open up a basement spot. So don't get offended if I knock you off. If you're there and you're sitting there and you're not really contributing, I'm going to say, Fred, I'm knocking you off, or Joe, I'm knocking you off. Just don't get offended. It's just to keep the things rolling. All right, just so everybody.
I got a question.
Sure.
Can you talk too much?
It depends on what the topic is.
Yeah. Remember, we have a brilliant amount of information here. You know, between all of us, there's information that you can't get nowhere else. So if you got a question, come on, bring it up so we can answer it.
Yeah, see, Thomas up in New Hampshire, foot of snow he's expecting. So it's going to be a good storm.
Well, we got ice, like freezing rain here. So the ice was still on the ground. It's like -5 today in Ontario.
Yeah.
I don't know how much snow we're going to get, but Aurelia up north, they got pounded hard. And Highway 11 was closed. I think they had 100-car pileup.
Wow. Yeah. Like I said, we really haven't had too much. And I know the groundhog, Punxsutawney Phil, saw his shadow. So 6 more weeks of winter, which we haven't had in a long time. And hopefully it's going to go. So we'll see. I'm going to go up to the front of the chat. I don't know what I missed. Klaus, did I miss anything?
Nope.
Just
no, everybody's saying hi to each other. So.
Oh,
well, everyone's hi and
hey,
in
Eric.
that.
Other than Stella saying dope
Third
sweet. to the
rider wants you to drop me. I'll get him later.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see some questions come up on the chat.
Yeah. Oh, there's Stella. Okay.
Yeah,
Stella is
Stella's
here.
here. Hey, Stella, no laughing. That's not funny.
Let's see who else we got. Empty offices. There you go. Stella, hopefully Stella come up. The link is out there. So anyway, Klaus, what have you done? Anything going on this week, Klaus?
Oh man, he is so slow. I've done an old partner chainsaw. You guys would probably know it as a Poulan Pro.
Yeah, Partner was a decent saw, I think.
I mean, it's a Husqvarna brand, right? But I think in the States it was sold as a Poulan Pro.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. Doesn't matter. I mean, a really nice old saw. I mean, well, when you get a Walbro chunk like this for carburetor, you know, yes, you know, it's doable. It's a nice saw. It wouldn't start, and I mean, run of the mill. Some clock somewhere, a little cleaning, a little adjusting, and thing ran like it was brand new. Super saw. But other than that, no, it is. And I don't know if you guys have experienced something similar, but normally over the winter period, say from late November until late February, I would normally do 20, 25 saws, ish. This year I'm working on the partner was the 4th or the 5th. I can't remember. And there is no saws coming in. And I don't know why. Maybe we overdid it on the alkylate fuel or people's gone electric where I live. I don't know. It's just that very few saws in relation to what I'm normally used to.
I got a funny story talking about saws. My next door neighbor, he's deciding because of high electrical costs, the oil and gas and so forth, he's going to start burning some wood. So he bought a Ryobi electric chainsaw. Okay. And after the first, 4-inch log, 3-inch log, whatever, he's okay. Well, all of a sudden, I'm out there this morning. I'm filming a video on this Toro 521 I'm working on. I hear, I go, that ain't a Ryobi. All right. And it sounded pretty good. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I go walking over. His name's Andrew, my next door neighbor, young man. He's 19, I think, or 18, 19. And Estella, to answer your question, December 21st, the winter solstice. That's first day of winter. But anyway, he's over there. Now, I've never seen them except for this electric chainsaw really see them cut wood before. And I'm hearing a decent saw. And I'm like, I'm hoping they didn't just go to Home Depot and rent a gazillion horsepower 3-foot bar and the kids having a good time. So, I mean, Scott, what happens when people come in and want to rent a chainsaw? Do you guys even do that?
Well, we joke that there's a test we should give some people to see if they qualify to rent anything more complicated than a sponge.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, you do have to, get a feel for what they're trying to do and what their experience level is.
Yeah.
I mean, we've sold chainsaws that the husband or partner or whatever had to come back and say, this person really shouldn't have a saw, and then we just took it back.
So anyway, I walk over there, and there's Andrew, 19, whatever. But thankfully, he's got the earmuffs with the face shield and the net, the face shield. He's got chaps on, so he's doing good. Okay, got gloves on, but he's winding the shit out of a CS 590. All right, winding the hell, and I'm looking at the chips. Now you got a little bit of oatmeal here, you got the fine dust here, you got a halfway in between here, you got noodles back here. I'm like, what the hell is this kid doing? Okay, so I stop it, and stupid me, instead of looking at the bar oil first, I touched the chain. Now I got a little tattoo on my back. All right. So I was like, yeah, this ain't oiling. All right. So I'm saying he's burning the wood. Anyway, so long story short, I said to him, have you checked the bar oil? Huh? Okay. I said, did they give you bar oil? Yeah. They gave him, now I don't know where, he found a tree guy who was cutting down a maple or a birch or something, probably 3 80-foot tall trees. I'm talking diameters 12 to 18 diameter. I mean, good sized trees. His driveway's full of 4 to 6 foot logs, okay? And 20, 30-inch wide, 3-foot long pieces it's going to take him all month to cut this stuff up, and then he's got to split it. Anyway, so I see him there, and I see the saw, about a 24-inch bar. It's an Echo CS 590. He's got a 24-inch bar on it, all right? So I walk out, I'm looking at it, all right? Like I said, I touched the chain by mistake. I was just trying to feel if the chain was sharp. Chain was sharp. I said, maybe the rakers, whatever. I go, check your bar oil. So he goes, what? So I unscrewed the bar oil, perfectly empty. It's okay. Did they give you bar oil? So he brings out this thing of Sten's all-season oil. Well, I tell you, it was like Aunt Jemima molasses coming out of that container. It was about 28 degrees this morning, all right? So anyway, it's like, and I was like, you really need some winter oil, Anyway, so we put it into the tank, and he's like, that's enough. I said, nope. And Scott, correct me if I'm wrong. A CS 590 running good. Is it still around 2-3 tanks of fuel to 1 tank of oil?
Well, they're designed to be a little bit of oil left in it after a full tank of fuel.
Just 1 tank?
Well, it depends. You get to adjust the oil or either rich or lean, but
yeah,
you got it all the way rich.
Yeah, I've heard anywhere depending on the saw, 2 to 3 tanks of fuel to 1 full tank of.
I heard from a Husqvarna engineer that no saws that Husqvarna makes are engineered so that they can drain the bar oil before they run out of gas.
That's correct.
So if everything is filled up to begin with, doesn't matter if you got it all wound up to max oiling, it will never run dry of oil.
Okay. Well, it runs dry if you're the kid next door cutting for 2 hours and not checking.
I know. And if you refill it, you're on your own. But
anyway, so I refilled it and I said to him, do you have a piece of white paper? What do you mean? I said, just get me a piece of white paper. So he gets me a piece of white paper. I lay it on the ground. I aim the saw. I go, and you see the nice paths. And I says, okay, the oil is working. You got the oil. And you could tell because without the oil, every tooth was covered in like a fine dust. okay, on the top. Once it started oiling and he was cutting, it cleaned up all the teeth. The teeth were nice and clean. But then I said to him, I almost died when I saw this. He's holding it on a log. Now, these logs are like this in his driveway. Just the dump truck dumped them, okay? No V-rack, no nothing to stabilize them, nothing. He's cutting. I'll give you all right, here's the log, okay? Here we go. Wait a minute. I'm trying to let me zoom in. Hold on. I'm going to give you a good picture here. Okay. Here's the log. Here's the saw. He's cutting. Now, the bucking spike, say the bucking spike is my finger right there, halfway. He's cutting with the bucking spike like 4 inches from the log. He's holding the saw, and then right where the tip of the saw is, there's a log like a 1/4 inch away. I go, whoa, stop. I go, number one, you can't do what you're doing. If you ever hit the front of that other log and it kicks back, you're in trouble, okay? I said, you haven't had a kickback yet. You're young. You haven't cut a lot of wood. You don't want a kickback. I showed him what the brake was, how it worked, and all that. And I said, make your setup safe first. Make it safe so that what you're cutting, it's going to fall off clean, and you're not in fear of anything else. I said, but use the bucking spike to your advantage. When you cut, put in the bucking spike and then work it. Let the bucking spike, let it pivot, let it do its job. He was by hand just forcing it down with his arms, trying to push it through the wood. I go, it's a chainsaw. Let the saw do the work, but let the bucking spike.
I mean, Kenny, how many times have you seen people that don't know how a tool works?
I said to him, what did they show you at Home Depot? I said, number one, what they charge? No, but I said, what did they charge you? It's $50 for the day. I said, I only have 27 saws here. I could lend you one, but I would show you exactly how to use it. Now, they lent him the safety devices. I said to his father, buy the safety devices, buy the chaps, buy the helmet for both of you. Be safe together, okay? And I said, honestly, his father, I said, not for nothing, you need to be out here with him. I don't care.
Bruce is
really
backstage.
need someone with you, especially if it's your first time.
Kenny,
okay?
Bruce is backstage.
Huh?
Bruce is backstage
hold on.
in the basement.
But anyway, I felt so bad because I didn't want the kid to hurt himself, And like I said, hello, Bruce. I am no master at saw cutting and all that stuff. But from all the times we've talked to our friends and seen our friends, we know what safety is. And especially if, my son used to work at the tool rental at Home Depot. He worked there. And he said, you get people coming in that you don't even think they know how to use a knife and fork, and you're going to rent them a chainsaw? And I don't know what they signed for waivers, Scott, when they like if they lose their arm, you're not responsible, that kind of thing.
Well, there's a whole page. The backside of the contract that they sign is a whole page of fine writing.
But I felt that 15. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow, after the snow subsides and we clear out, I'm going to show them how to really do it. But you could go online, 5 2x4s and a couple of carriage bolts. You can make yourself a nice V cradle to do it safely with a strap. Strap it on. I want them to be. It looks like they're going to be cutting a lot of wood. I just want them to be safe.
Right.
So, and if that's the case, I'll buy some wood too because I could use a V cradle myself. I have ways of propping it up on my lot, but you know what? We could all use a V cradle, especially cutting cookies or whatever I do, that kind of thing. So maybe I'll go to Home Depot. I'll buy 10 2x4s and we'll slap them together. Together. We'll do it together. But you just got to be safe. A log on top of a log where the tip of it's going to hit another. Oh my God, I saw that. I'm like, stop. And he's like looking at me like, what? I said, whoa. I had to stop him. Oh my gosh.
You won't need the firewood because the hospital's warm. They already got heat.
Telling you. Oh, crazy. Crazy. Let me get back in the chat here. Mr. EP Performance, what have you guys been working on this week? Anything or no?
Well, before we get into that, you had a couple of questions. One guy was asking about which oil we prefer, conventional oil or full synthetic. My answer is any oil is better than no oil. You'd be surprised how much equipment comes in here that's hardly got any in it.
I think it was a joke towards
you think so? Full synthetic 5W30 does the trick for all heat ranges. But for breaking in something brand new, you want to use a non-detergent, an SAE 30, break it in. And then I go with a full synthetic 5W30.
It doesn't have to be non-detergent though. Just regular SAE 30 will do.
Somebody else in the basement. Let me see who else is in the basement. Hold on.
Now, as far as
go ahead. How the hell did he end up down there? Wait a minute. The old man ended up down there.
No, the internet went out on me for a little bit, so I couldn't get back on. But Jason Pate, he's got his own stream going.
I think he was a little impatient of you letting him in, Kenny, and so he started his own. Yeah,
that's all right. Yeah, no, but anyway, Chris's question here. I'll be honest, and Scott, maybe you can help me out with this one. SRM 225s. I get blisters on my fingers from those things if I keep pulling. I don't know if it's the handle or what it is. You get like blisters on the side of your fingers.
You need to do a tune-up on it. Then you only pull it 3 times.
I gotta say, if you have to yank it more than twice, something is off.
And the only other thing I could say is it helps to have done manual labor in your lifetime to avoid getting blisters. If you work on a computer, that's all you've ever done, you're going to get blisters.
Yeah. Well, I tell you though, how many guys do you know? But some of my customers ask me to put the mitten handle on their chainsaws, so that way when they're wearing gloves, they
wow.
Well, you know what? I put a mitten handle on my XP 1020 100cc Homelite because it has no.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, but you know what, Bruce, the size of that thing, you could put a whole gauntlet on that. I mean,
I know it's bigger than older motorcycles.
Oh yeah, jeez.
100 cc's with no compression.
Put them on the ones for the fire department. They get those big handles.
Because they have the gloves on. Yeah, they need them. Yeah, it's funny you talk about the fire department. We had a friend of ours 2 years ago, I think it was Top Conquer in the UK. He ordered a part from my friend in Ohio. It was a fireman demolition chainsaw, specially made for demolition, a steel saw. They did not sell the part anywhere in the U.S. You couldn't get it, but it was available in England, and he got it. And it was specially made to cut joists and rafters out of like burning buildings. Pretty cool.
Ventilation saw.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see.
Yeah, Jeff, you're absolutely right. Too many pulls on the starter rope, lawnmower, chainsaw. It'll. Yeah. Dirt Rider said that about half an hour ago. Yeah, you.
Oh, am I that far behind? 210.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I'm way ahead of you there, Kenny.
All right.
Diff Clark says here too many pulls on the starter rope and it kills the starter rewinds. Yes, on chainsaws, trimmers, mowers. If your stuff doesn't start at the second pull, third minimum, you got to do something.
That I'll stuff go 10 on a sitting chainsaw.
Say what?
I'll go 10 pulls on a sitting chainsaw.
Yeah. I mean, all my Echo equipment will start on the second pull.
So would I, but if it doesn't start at the second or third pull, something is wrong.
Well, if it doesn't have a primer bulb on it, it's been sitting forever. It might take 10 pulls just to prime the carb.
But then after there, 1-2 pulls.
After that, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anybody that's out there that's got a snowblower, before you go and use your snowblower, I want you to check to make sure that your electric starter is not loose. Just grab a hold of it, check it to make sure it's not used before you use your electric starter. I don't know how many. I think we've had to do 3 in the last 6 months. The bolts, they stripped the bolts. There's snowblowers coming in with electric starters. The bolts are missing. The holes are stripped. We've seen them where the pieces of the engine block is broken away from where the bolt was. How many gears have been stripped right off of the electric starters? All because the electric starters got loose.
Oh, yeah.
And, it's recommended that you use your electric starter every now and then because moisture gets in there and it's going to seize up. All you got to do is grab that electric starter and give it a little wiggle. If it's moving, it's loose. Don't use it.
Well,
you got to make sure it's tight, and you got to give it a little wiggle, and then
it's got to be those bolts got to be tight against that starter. That starter's not supposed to be moving.
Yeah,
I've gotten away with giving them a little tap with my brass hammer.
Yeah, if they're
tap.
If they're seized up. Yeah, with a rubber mallet, not a sledgehammer, right, Bruce?
Yeah. Not the
No, we
BFA.
haven't had much snow here. Like it's brutal. Like I've never seen dry snow like this. Like I told you before in the lives, we've only used our single stage paddle snowblower. It's been so light. And
Yeah.
Jake's one that he built, and I think it's going on 2 years ago. It's still sitting in the shed. We haven't fired it up.
That was
We had pretty dusty
turning
snow.
two snow blowers into one, right?
Yeah, he took 3 and made 1 out of it,
3.
complete with shutoffs, throttle control, and everything. So it's a great snowblower. It's got the alkylate fuel in it, so we know it'll fire up, but we haven't even tried it. And I think it's going on 2 years now.
Is Mark Wiley having an issue? I know Stella's telling him to do a pressure vac test.
Yeah, he was asking earlier what's the best way to pressure or to check for air leaks.
Oh,
Go check Erica's channel, Mare's Small Engines.
yeah, she does it every
She
video.
knows what she's doing. Go check that out.
She has a nice flow to her videos, right? If you watch one of her videos, she will catch everything that's wrong with it by the time, or it's going to be garbage.
I mean, she's following the steel book of repairs. That's that is good stuff. It really
Not
is.
like me. I'll yank on it 100 times and then start.
And then kick it twice and see if it'll start again. And
After they've been thrown across the yard, it's not that good.
Yeah, Mark, just be aware though, you could use the soapy water for the pressure test, but use 2-stroke oil for the vacuum test. You don't want to suck soapy water into your crankcase.
Oh yeah. I mean, go check out Mary with Small Engines.
Yeah.
Erica, she knows what she's doing.
it right.
You know, yeah.
She does.
Anyway, I didn't watch your video today on the 036. I gotta look at
I did.
I am on holiday.
That's a nice saw. I don't care.
I have one of those. I actually have one.
Such a shame that it
Haven't heard from Mick.
didn't
Right,
turn
well,
out.
Mick, you mean this guy? That guy?
Who?
Who?
Is he new to the channel?
See there? He comes in once in a while.
Huh? He's got his own YouTube channel or what?
Yeah, the 8500 Silver Line. That's the good kit from Mighty Vac. Although I've seen them now, the Maddox brand that you get at what is it? Harbor Freight Maddox. It's called for $80. You get the kind that looks like the one that comes in the steel kit. You know, it's called Maddox.
You guys don't have the steel kit? What?
I can't afford that kit.
Come on. You only have to pay it once.
Yeah, but you know what? I've been obtaining my tools a la carte.
Like every tool, Klaus.
a la carte.
Ken, did you get a chance to try out that pliers yet?
I actually did. We're going to talk about that later. I'm going to go into my shop. I'm going to go on my Samsung Pad, and I'll show you. There's probably about 6 or 7 tools I stole off of your channel, and it came last night. But this one here came with screw-in metal buttons.
You got to modify it a little bit.
Yeah, true. Okay, but we'll be there later. I'm going to go downstairs and show you guys.
I love making tools.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, those are the best. The homemade ones, especially if like your father, your grandfather made something. Those are the best.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I got? A lady. Remember my friend One Pull Nelly? She passed away about a month or 2 ago, and her husband had a couple of old Craftsman toolboxes. Remember the ones with like the barn style, like gambrel style hood on them or whatever.
Those are old.
She gave me a couple of them that were painted with like house paint, like when they started to rust. But I've never opened them, and I'm just like, what's in these things? Now I'm talking, this guy had them for 40, 50, 60 years.
Wow.
So I'm going to do a video live and I'm going to open them up just to see what the hell's in there. Cause I don't know. So
that's cool.
it's going to be kind of cool.
You might have something in there that is like so cool.
Yeah. Oh, basement thing.
Sure you don't want to take a peek before you open it up.
Hey, what the hell are you doing? Hey, come on, get with the program.
I think you're right, Scott. I think you should just do an initial peruse to make sure you're not pulling anything embarrassing out of there.
Right.
Why?
It'd be 1947 Playboy pinups. You never know.
No. Wait. Funny you say that though.
Oh, sorry.
I'm in the manufacturing business. Okay, been doing it for years. Every tool maker that I know, when you open up their locker, there's the calendars and the nudies and all that. When you open up their toolbox, it's the family pictures.
Yeah.
You know, usually you open up the Gerstner box or the nice wooden box with the green felt. You got your diamond mirror, and then you got the pictures of your kids and your wife and your mother and your father, blah blah blah. But in the locker, that's a different story.
Just a second.
Anyway, who else?
Now, talking about homemade tools, once Jake was working on a steering assembly, I think it was on a John Deere lawn tractor, and he needed a stubby
Yeah.
7/8 wrench.
Mhm.
Didn't have one. Said he's got to go on Amazon and get one in.
Make
So we'll just put it
one.
off to the side. I took a lawnmower blade, zip cut wheels,
Yeah.
and I cut the lawnmower blade up and I made him a 7/8 stubby.
There you
And
go.
he said, "You think this is going to work?" I said, "Fits the nut. So put her on and try it." Sure enough,
Well, it's like
worked like a charm.
the clutch removal tools. No, you take a socket and a grinder and you make the clutch removal tools.
Yeah, and the other tool I made out of lawnmower blades, if you've ever had a PTO that the bearing's been seized to the shaft and you can't get the electric PTO off.
Yep.
I took lawnmower blades and made extensions for my 3-jaw puller so that I could get up and over top and grab onto the top of the PTO, and ended up pulling the PTO off where the bearing was left. I actually pulled the bearing out of the PTO, and all I had to do on the PTO was just put a new bearing into it.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll be right back.
So basically, you
beer?
can
No
make
beer allowed.
anything to help you out. All you got to do is just think out of the box like your president's doing right now.
There you go. Scott, are you guys
Yeah.
busy out there? You getting any weather or anything, or is it just slow time?
Well, as far as weather goes, that big storm it looks like we just got hit with in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
My grass is still green. I didn't get a flake.
Really?
So I
What
don't know
part
if
of Wisconsin? What part are you in? North, south, east, west? Where are you?
Central.
Central. Okay.
Yeah. So the weather, no, it's been crap as far as if you're in the snowplow business. The workload at the shop has been almost all chainsaws. The guys that do lawnmowers and rototillers and snowblowers, and they've been catching up on rental equipment repairs and whatever. There's nothing. But Monday, me and a coworker are going down to Milwaukee, and we're doing annual Husqvarna technical training.
Oh, cool.
So it'll be Monday. Well, Monday's just the party night, dinner with the bigwigs at Husqvarna, and then
Is it at a dealer or what? A
Tuesday,
convention center?
Wednesday.
Or?
yeah, we're going to a convention center, I guess.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now, is this a nationwide thing where other people from other states or just
They
Wisconsin?
do it in all different parts of the country, so
Okay.
this is the closest one to us.
Now, this is considered your annual training, or what is this considered?
Yeah, it's different dealer levels, I guess, require a different amount of training. There's some new equipment coming out that they're going to show us as well.
Do you see them going with a lot more robotic?
Well, that's one of the things we're looking at is a new robotic lawnmower.
Yeah, because you said you've got a couple, right? You or your mother or somebody you were talking
I
about?
have one in my yard, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
Let's see. What's Nighthawk saying here? Wait a minute. Trying to keep up. Made a difference in Sparklight Mighty Vac with. Oh yeah, definitely. So many attachments I've done for the Mighty Vac to test it different ways. One thing I'm going to try, guys. Have you ever thought? We always say in the manuals it says half a bar for testing, 7.5 psi roughly, for pressure and for vacuum.
Right.
All right. Well, vacuum it's inches of mercury. It's not psi, whatever. But anyway, did you ever wonder what those numbers really are when the engine's running? I always wondered. So I'm going to take an impulse line. I'm going to tee into it. I've got a couple of liquid-filled gauges and some shuttle valves, and I'm going to see if I could isolate the pressure and the vacuum while the saw's running.
That will be so little. Because
it should be zero technically if the Gazinta equals a Gazata, but with a shuttle valve, I'm hoping to capture the highs and lows with the shuttle valve.
Were you going to capture that at the impulse line?
Yeah.
Can I make a prediction?
Yeah.
Let's all make a prediction.
Well, initially I'd say zero, because the plus and the minus, depending,
No, I'll go.
Because you're going to see it do this. Yeah. That's why I have the liquid-filled gauge, so it dampens it, so it'll keep it. But by having suck then pull, you would say, oh, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to equilibrium in the center. But a shuttle valve allows you to get it, trap it, get it, trap it, get it, trap it. So I'm going to try.
I'm going to go 2 psi.
So wait, what about vacuum? How many inches of mercury?
That there is no vacuum in the impulse line.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
Yeah, it goes both
No,
ways.
no. It creates a pulse. No, it creates a pulse.
What returns the diaphragm on a two-stroke
We're
vacuum?
talking about a two-stroke, not a filthy.
The four-stroke, the four-mix ones have a spring on the diaphragm. Yes,
Right.
on a two-stroke, it does go both ways. Different than a four-stroke if you're using a cube carburetor.
It'll be the same.
We'll see. Like I said, I'm trying. I got to make up my little Frankenstein setup, but
I think the reason why we test them so hard with pressure is because you have to take into account the vibration.
Yep.
Well, you gotta if the ports are all the same and the valves, everything's the same on both in and out.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be even.
But it should. But because it's going in, out, in, out, in, out, with a liquid-filled gauge that dampens the motion,
right? It'll stop
right around the 0 point if they're the same. But with a shuttle valve, I'm hoping to trap each one. If the spring inside the shuttle traps the ball just right, I should be able to trap some vacuum and trap some pressure. So I'm going to try it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, there's no loss.
It's the mad scientist in me, you know?
There you go.
I got to try it.
Yeah. So do you think the answer is going to be atmospheric pressure at the gauge?
Well, you definitely no. The gauge itself, if you were just sucking or just pulling, you'd have a reading. But since you're doing both, I'm wondering, is it pulling more or sucking more? And the gauge will tell you that. It'll give you the differential between the two. So if it's pulling more than it's sucking, you'll have a positive reading on the pull part, and vice versa.
You got the same amount of space that you are compressing, and that you are creating vacuum in. That's the crankcase, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same piston that does it. So there's a good chance that it'll be equal on both sides of zero.
But
your inlet port is a little different in size than the compression port.
I'm going to politely disagree, and I'll tell you why. On the pressure, you've got compression gases pushing down against the ring for a little bit more of a seal, whereas on the upstroke, you're not going to have as much working for you because it's just a crank momentum pushing it back up. Okay.
The other factor is when the transfer ports are exposed and when they're not, it's different on the way up and then the way down.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So different. I'm curious. I'm going to do it. I'm going to definitely do it.
There's more. Yeah, there's more space on one. Yeah, that's right.
And is it piston ported versus the other way? You know what I mean? Different. There's all different ways to.
And temperature too. It's temperature is going to.
Yeah, sure.
And you're filming this, Kenny?
I'll see what the temperature is. But
Kenny, you're going to film this?
yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm just going to do it in my mind and tell you guys what it looked like.
Well, Stella gave you the answers already, eh?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Hold on.
It'll make an interesting video.
Wait a minute. Wait, think about it, Wayne.
It'll be a little on the nerdy side.
Go have a beer.
It'll be interesting. Yeah.
I'm almost there.
Where is he? Did I lose him? No, there he is. All right. You all right? You all right, Wayne? You back?
We're living.
I think you need a little toddy in that cup. Little nip.
Just straight dark roast.
Anyway, like I said, that's the mad scientist in me, the engineer. I always try and think of all this crap to do. But anyway, excuse me. Let me see what else is in the chat here. Who else is in the chat? Yeah, different for overhead valves and flatheads and all that stuff. But keep in mind, Klaus, to the point you were trying to make before, you have a lot of four-stroke cultivators and things like that that use a cube carburetor that don't have an impulse because it's a four-stroke, so they have a spring underneath the diaphragm to return it. And some people wonder when they take it apart, what the hell's this spring?
Right.
I've never seen a spring before.
Yeah, but I mean, if you take a regular Brix engine with a pulse-operated fuel pump,
it has a spring underneath it to return it.
Yeah, it does. It does, doesn't it?
Because a four-stroke doesn't suck; it just blows.
They do blow.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're right. You're right. I'm still gonna go 1 to 2 psi on impulse.
Right. Yeah, like I said, we'll see. I'm going to be curious. I just love doing these little tests and stuff like that. So, anywho, all right. Who else is in?
That's what you do for yourself. The boss would never give you the time to do that.
No.
What's Jeff saying here? You might need to get a little electronic vacuum pressure gauge set.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Fluke. Okay, you lost me there, Jeff. At Fluke. I
That's
can't
what he
afford
meant
that.
to do, I think.
Oh,
I
Stella's
can't
getting
do that.
Stella's getting technical. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she wrote her right down to the inches and the decimal points. 2 places.
There you go. All right, let's see. 360. All right, so we have no. Let me put the link back out. Maybe is Pate still on? Anyone look? Is he still on?
I
Yeah,
think
he
he got,
was.
I think he decided that it was much more fun to do his own stream. So
Wait. Hold on. We're gonna go over there. Hold on.
no, we're not. No.
Hold
You're
on.
gonna take 150 people with you.
Hold on. No, you know what we could do though. I could share screen, go on his live. We can
Hey,
watch it.
individualized repair.
Yeah, he's still on.
He's still on. Martin's out there.
Yep.
Hold on. Control V. There's the link, Martin. Anyway, and you know what I'm really waiting for too. Our friend Kevin. He was fun last week. We had a blast.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah.
Hey,
no,
Nighthawk, how you doing, bud?
He finally turned you off those Volkswagens.
except no F bombs. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, if people can't take a little.
No, I know, but I do have some young kids and some.
Yeah, it's the audience.
Whatever. That's fine. Yeah, you want to.
They've heard worse in school. Trust me.
I know, but I don't have a bleep function. I don't have a time delay, so
Yeah.
you know. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh no, let me check out Pate's. Converse amongst yourself.
What?
Come on, you're in charge, sir.
Hank, how come your internet's screwing up? What's going on?
I don't know. Somebody hit the pole or something. I don't know why. I don't know.
Well, you got a nice clear picture now. It was a little grainy before, but
It was a bird sitting on a wire.
That's because
Yeah,
he's
maybe
using Starlink now.
Yeah, you're pretty
Starlink.
clear today.
Oh, way up there. I've seen that come by a couple times. I was wondering when I first saw it, what the heck's all those lights?
Yeah. You thought they were drones from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orbs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell Pate, cut the crap, get over here.
No, he's just gonna. Oh, you didn't want to. So leave him.
You know, I was surprised. I was watching Brock's latest video that he did working on a seized up snowblower. I
Yeah.
thought he had heat in that shop. Poor guy must have been freezing in there. I could see his breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
see
Yeah,
the
the
head
ultrasonic
on?
cleaner had ice on top.
wait, here we go. Hold on. Where the hell is it? Hold on.
Big dog's got it going.
So,
There he is.
so had to get a new multimeter.
yeah.
My original multimeter.
We'll see.
Very
Anyway. We got somebody else's. Who's in the basement? Let me see.
Hey, are you working on my turf?
Well,
Oh, it's Martin. Hold on.
Martin, how you doing?
Hey, Martin.
What's going on?
Welcome back.
Nice to see you guys again.
I guess I guess we didn't scare you off last Saturday then.
Oh. Nothing like that, no.
We just introduced again some more classic brain here.
There we go.
So much information. Oh my God. But no questions. What's up with that?
What's up with that?
All the people that are watching know everything that we know.
Must be, huh?
You getting any snow over there, Martin, or what?
Oh, no. I wish we were. I'm about to discount the snowblowers down to about half off and get them out of there so I have some more room. Boy,
There you
haven't
go.
got anything this year. How about you guys?
We're supposed to get 8 inches or snow tonight, and then maybe some more Tuesday through Thursday. But I don't know. Hey, the groundhog saw his shadow, so now they're saying 6 more weeks of winter. So
Yeah.
hopefully,
Uh-huh.
yeah, first time he's seen his shadow in a number of years. So we're hoping.
Yeah.
Kind of getting to the
Does
point.
anybody actually believe that?
Well, no,
Well,
if he doesn't see his
traditionally,
shadow.
it's been true.
I
traditionally.
surely hope so because a lot of people talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't
think-
believe it because it doesn't matter if he sees it or not. The spring equinox is still when it is. I don't care
Yeah, but
whether
all,
that little rodent
Stop
sees
being
the
so
shadow or not.
technical.
but all we're saying is there have been years when we've had snow on Easter and into April,
Right.
and then we have these years where Easter it's 78 degrees out. So
Yeah.
You got to remember that the groundhog shadow was scientifically proven by Dr. Fauci.
Oh,
Well,
wait,
then
that
you
means there's got to be a
shit.
vaccine for it.
Yeah.
Don't forget your
any
booster.
any
Hey,
crazy
Boneyard.
repairs, Martin? Anything crazy this week?
No, I don't think so. Nothing
No
too
crazy customers. No crazy demands.
No, not this week.
You're
What
lucky.
kind of shop are you running?
Well, like here, we got snow coming today. So last night I got 2 phone calls, but I need you to work on my snowblower because it's going to snow tomorrow. And I'm like, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I said, I'm free next weekend. Well, it'll be gone by then, but it'll be ready for the next snow. And they're
Sorry,
like,
buddy.
yeah, I don't want to do it. I'm like,
Or I got to have it by tonight.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Definitely.
Well,
Can you have it in 3 hours?
I
actually
Kenny,
offered-
$100.
I offered a customer of mine, he texted me and he said, there's a thing here in Connecticut. I don't know if you guys heard it. Next Door. It's like a neighborhood chat program.
Mhm.
All right. I've never used it. I've never
Sure.
known about it. Anyway, he said his next door neighbor, this woman, she was out there trying to pull starter snowblower, wasn't starting. And he says, look, I know a guy. He's good with it. I'll call him up. I'll see if he has time for you, whatever. She's like, oh, okay. So he put it in the next door with my name and everything. All right. Nothing. I heard nothing. So I call him up this morning and I go, look, I just finished up these 2 blowers I had. I have about 2 hours left before my stream. I could fit her in because supposedly it's just down the street and nothing. So now watch. It's going to start snowing tonight here around 8 o'clock or so. I'm going to get texts from 8 o'clock till midnight like, help.
Yeah.
Kenny Beans Machines got a good one here about a Predator 212. Bring that one up.
Hold on. 212. That's the one they use in the mini bikes.
Yeah.
Predator 212, hard to pull, valve lash is set, flywheel key is good. Stopped in a new cam. The old cam was bad. Still hard to pull. Wait, so you put a new cam in it?
Yeah.
Knowing that
That's
the compression release was bad?
Yeah.
Still hard to pull.
Why is that?
Well, yeah, but when you
It's your
put
Wheaties.
the cam in, is it off a tooth? Did you make
Yeah,
sure
that's
you
what I
lined
was
up-
thinking too.
Did
Is
you
it
line up the right marks? Because there's a number of marks on different cams, and if you're off by 1 tooth, that'll do it.
Yep.
Plus the lever can be messed up, so it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
check to make sure your cam and crank, because you could physically see that your cam lobe is on the base circle if you have the side cover up. You can actually see that, you know. So take a look, see what happens, Joe.
Yeah, you get a lot of those. I don't know if it was aftermarket or OEM, but you get a lot of those aftermarkets that they'll be off anyway if you don't.
Oh yeah.
Not only that, they could break after the first time you run them,
Yeah.
and
Sure.
then
Well,
they don't work again.
But like Martin's saying, I've seen Chinesium replacements where the mark is on the wrong tooth. It's literally on the wrong tooth. And you're like, what the heck?
That's just to spice up the life of a
Oh
machine.
my God.
Yeah, just to throw you a loop, right?
Crazy.
Yeah.
I would check the cam crank alignment, make sure it's set so that you're on the base circle, 180 from being engaged on the top.
Yeah,
of the
but
lobe.
match up the old to the new.
There you go. Hey, wait, hold on. Wait. The age does count for something. There we go.
Speaking
common
of
sense,
Chinese,
common sense, really. No, but how many people, when something breaks, they throw it out, and then they get the new one?
Yep.
So, but I'm sure you can go online too, especially on a Predator, and see. But Martin, do you know what's that company that makes all the aftermarket Predator hot rod stuff? Isn't there? There's a company that makes. There's guys on here that do a lot of the mini bike stuff, and I know I forget. I gotta look it up.
Now are the guys down in Texas that
Are they the guys that sell all the different jets?
Well, you have like Go Power Sports. They do all the mini bike
Go
stuff.
Power
Oh, yeah,
Sports.
Go
Yeah,
Power,
they
yeah.
have all
But
kinds
there's
of
one
crap.
guy that all he does is like machine work and special, like Predator 212 and the bigger stuff, just to hop it up, like fuel injection, that kind of stuff. I got to take a look. But I'm sure they've got the diagrams of where everything's going to be. See, I'm too scientific. I'll put a dial indicator on it and make sure everything's dead nuts, and I'll make sure it's crazy, especially if it's for a customer. Oh, yeah, I remember those blizzards, Nighthawk, 77. Oh, I remember that. We had, in our shopping park next to my house where I grew up, we had 80-foot tall piles of snow when they pulled up the snow, and we almost got killed. I'll tell you a quick story. We were digging tunnels into the snow piles and like caves, and we're hiding in them. Well, one day we're sitting there, me and my buddy, and we're sitting there, all of a sudden, 3 feet in front of us, the blade of the snow truck went by.
Yeah.
It would have killed us. Yeah.
Yeah, people
We
have
walked
died.
out of there. The guy turned white as a ghost because he realized, what are kids doing in these 80-foot tall piles? Well, we use them as caves.
Mhm.
Yeah. We would have been. After that, we told our parents that, oh man, we got screwed.
No more of that.
No more of that. But yeah, they said play on top of the snow, not inside of it. But yeah, I'm talking big industrial plows that would literally cut you in half. You know, I mean, talk about scary. We're sitting there, all of a sudden, there's daylight, and it's like, whoa, yeah. So that was a rude awakening. But,
A lot of horror stories about snow plows and heavy snow. You know, people getting wiped out on their snowmobiles, or like you said, kids in tunnels, or cars that were supposed to be moved that weren't. You know.
Well, we have a parking ban today. I don't know if in your town, Hank, do you have a parking ban?
Oh yeah.
I've got a neighbor or two on our street who love parking in the street. You know what? Take them with the plow and whip them around. I don't care.
Yep.
You know. But anyway. Yep. Snow is fun, but it could be dangerous too.
Yeah.
Who else we got here? Let's see.
What else we got here?
I never thought Steve Leone. I don't know if I know you. Hello, Steven. How are you?
Yeah. Why did you go all the way? Why did you go all the way to Pennsylvania?
Yeah. But New Jersey, Pennsylvania, it could be a 10-mile drive.
Oh, okay.
Like Philly and stuff. No, like Philly and stuff, that's 20 miles. It's not a big deal. You know. But anyway. But yeah, I still have
ethanol-free fuel.
We don't have ethanol where we are at all, and nowhere near me. It's an hour away, and the only thing close to me is race fuel. But I'm not going to waste that. And plus, race fuel with the high octane. Good luck starting it.
Yeah.
I tell people, you know what, alkylate fuel, it's expensive, but it's a heck of a lot cheaper than the hourly rate for a technician.
Yeah. When I used to do the chainsaw racing, we do the cookie cutting and all that stuff, I started on regular fuel and then slowly put the racing gas in it because you can't start it. I mean, you pull. It just it's so slow burning. It just won't light.
The higher the octane, the longer it takes to burn, the more you have to advance the spark.
Yeah.
No, that's
I got a question for the group.
No, hold on. Octane is not about how fast it burns. It's about how
The
well
energy in it.
The resistance to detonation.
Yes, to pre-ignition, the resistance to pre-ignition.
Yeah.
So it burns.
But it is
the same amount of calories in it per whatever. But okay.
So I got a question for you guys. In the wintertime, they blend gasoline with more butane in it so that it volatilizes quicker, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
How does winter blended fuel compared to our canned fuel that we're using as far as cold start ability?
That wouldn't make much of a difference because the base fuel is different in the canned fuels, the alkylate fuel.
Yeah.
It'll burn just as good, hot or cold.
Yeah, but keep in mind, when you say canned fuel, are you talking alkylate canned fuel or just regular canned fuel like you see at Home Depot?
Yeah, because aspen is way different.
Alkylate is totally different than regular hydrocarbon fuel.
Yeah.
It's a lot more refined. That's why it's the alkylate. All right. So the alkylate stuff, I love the aspen. I use it in everything now. If I'm not going to use my equipment for a month or so, alkylate all the way. But the stuff I tried the other day, a can of the what is it?
True fuel.
The True Fuel. The 40-1. I tried the 40-1, and it started okay. Don't get me wrong, but to me, from what I understand, if you found anyone in your area or anywhere close to you that has non-ethanol fuel, that's all it is. Yeah. There's nothing special about it. Gas, basically.
In all honesty, the adding of butane or not adding butane or adding something else is more of an environmental.
Yeah, we used to have MTBE. They would add to ours in it, but then it got outlawed because it was creating like heavy metals and other crap in the exhaust.
Yeah.
After it burned.
So they call that Reid vapor pressure is the measurement of that volatility of the fuel. Yeah. But I can't find any of those numbers for the canned or alkylate fuel.
Well, I think there's a can that's just standard pump.
You can find it for aspen. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that other canned fuel like Home Depot has and all that. Be careful with that because that stock been there for years and years and
Well,
years.
I did a video on the date code. I always make sure my customers check the date code. And if you're in Home Depot and the top of the can has an inch of dust on it, yeah, maybe pick something else.
Stay away from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the stuff
They
we're
even say
buying,
2 years if it's unopened. Well, sometimes those cans are close to getting on 2 years.
the kinetics we're buying still is manufactured in 2021. And when we called the rep, he said, you can use it in 10 years from now if you don't open it, and it's going to start right up and run fine. He said they
If it
just
was
have
never
to,
opened, if it was
if it's
hermetically
never
sealed.
opened. He
Yeah.
said, but they had to put some kind of a date to it, so
Oh, yeah,
they put
yeah,
a 5-year lifespan when it's not opened.
Yeah.
2 years once you open it. I know for a fact that it works perfectly after 2.5 years. I've never tried anything that sat for 3, but if we don't fire up Jake's snowblower this year, maybe we're going to wait till next year. That'll put it at 3 years, and we'll see if it'll fire up.
I've got to check.
Just to answer Scott, they talk here something about, if I translate, it's called steam pressure, but which is measured in kilopascals, which has something to do with how well the fuel does whatever it does.
It's vapor pressure, isn't it?
Vapor pressure. There you go.
Yeah.
And vapor pressure. Am I right on that, Scott?
Right. Read vapor pressure is the actual measurement, I believe.
The measurement on, apparently it's got two values, an S value and a V value. I'm talking off the top. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just reading. It's measured apparently twice with an S value and a V value. The S value is exactly the same as regular gas. The V value on the Aspen is slightly lower than regular fuel. So most likely,
you got a Bic lighter or something?
Most likely,
the volatility is less, you're
Like I
saying?
yeah.
Which would make it not a better choice for cold weather starting.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Cold weather starting on a 2-stroke
Yeah.
probably won't be a problem.
I'm curious as to Abel's comment down here. We've got a lot of marinas in my area because we're close to the shore. I'm
Same
wondering if they are. I know they're crazy expensive because if you're a member of a marina, you have
It's the
to
same
buy your
thing here.
fuel there.
Yeah, no fame in diesel and no ethanol in gasoline for marine.
But I think
and
you're-
farmers too.
I got to check and see how much because the last I looked, they were about $7-8 a gallon.
Where exactly are you at, Kenny?
I'm in a town called Trumbull, which is next to Bridgeport, Connecticut, Stratford, Connecticut. We're about 17 miles south of New Haven. We're about 45 miles north of New York City.
He's closer to the tankers than I am, and he pays more
the
than
tankers drop off all the fuel literally 10 miles from here. That's where all the tankers are.
Yeah. And he pays more for fuel than I do.
Well, yeah, we're Fairfield County, Connecticut. Once you hit New Haven County, the next town up, really, gas is 30 cents cheaper because of tax.
And how big is Connecticut?
Oh, we're
It's pretty big.
About this big.
Yeah, I would think, compared to anything in Canada
I'm
except
in the
Prince Edward
center
Island.
part of Connecticut, and either way I drive, it's an hour to get anywhere.
Yeah, you can go if you're in the middle of Connecticut, 1 hour in either direction. That's the border. Yeah.
Oh,
it's 2 to 2.5 hours side to. Well, up and down is 2.5. This way is about 2 3/4, almost 3.
But where Bruce lives, it's 1 week that way, 1 week that way, and 1 week that way.
Well, I was thinking about doing the YouTube Canadian tour, visiting all my friends up there, and I'm like, Brucey, man, I'm gonna have to take an extra 3 days.
it's going to take 3 days to get here. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
No, but I'm
dirt
definitely
riders
thinking
go-
about renting something and just get your
Meet
boat running
meet
and-
halfway.
Yeah, Dirt Rider
Oh.
says jet fuel and racing fuel is high dollar.
Oh yeah, definitely $10-12 a gallon here. Yeah.
So,
Yep.
so I'm
But like I
just
said,
I'm
I had
surprised
it.
with all those marinas around that they don't have any ethanol free there, though. That's,
You know what's funny though? I don't have a boat. I never owned one, so I really have no need to go into a marina. But I should. Literally, where I work, literally 1 mile up the road is 4 marinas.
okay.
Go
So,
check
'cause
it
we
out.
are on the Housatonic River. Our plant is located on the river because most manufacturing plants years ago were put on rivers, for cooling and water wheels and all that stuff. So, but I'm going to check. I'm going to actually check it out because, hell, if I can get non-ethanol, hell, I'll mix it myself.
Yeah, but in Canada, December 15th, 2022, the federal government passed a law that said that all fuel sold in Canada had to have at least a minimum of 10% renewables in it.
I mean, they did the
So
I
same
guess
thing.
that's when it started.
Wayne, I guess
They did the same thing here, and then there are all the exceptions: farmer fuel, marina fuel,
Yeah.
marine fuel. So,
and I guess we're not in Canada, Wayne, because I can still buy 89 octane ethanol or no ethanol.
At a co-op?
Yeah.
Yeah, at a co-op.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't know. I should check out if we've got any co-ops here in Southern Ontario where I might be able to get it. But from
But
a
in a
regular
co-op,
fuel
don't you
station,
have to live there? In a co-op?
no, I don't
You don't have
think
to
so.
you don't have to show an ID card or anything.
You just get a co-op number and a
Okay. Yeah, usually co-op you have to be registered or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? If they in the wintertime in Canada, it would be okay if they put 1% ethanol into gasoline because we all remember the days when your gas lines would freeze over and
Well, dry ice,
just a
right?
tiny bit of ethanol wouldn't hurt.
Dry gas.
It just wouldn't, like 10% is a little high, but a little bit is good for.
Yeah, but next year
Nice
they're
over.
going to 11%, Bruce, and then I think by 2030 they're allowing 15%.
but I also think, guys, that we are just a bunch of whiners. Because
Yeah.
if we follow,
Well-
if we follow what's in the instruction book for our equipment, ethanol is not an issue.
No, it's
If
not
it's-
an
yeah.
issue.
But our customers all break the
trying,
rules.
trying to change the fuel that we're using is not the way to go. The way to go is maintain your shit the way it's described to be maintained.
Yeah, but how
once
about older equipment with older rubber that don't like it?
Well, there
Correct.
should be all. Yeah,
That's the same thing, Kenny. You either have old equipment that needs special attention or care, or new hoses or whatever. But for regular off the mill, the stuff that makes individualized repair a living, that makes Scott a living, that stuff needs to be maintained as per the instruction manual. If you do that, ethanol is not a problem.
That's for sure.
I disagree.
Yes,
Well,
you're right, Klaus. But ethanol is very corrosive.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
it is.
And,
It is.
and when
you
it breaks
store it.
down, it'll eat right through the bowl of that carburetor if it's
Yes.
aluminum.
Yes, but if you read that little stupid thing
Yeah,
you never
drain it.
read, it says drain it. What's the problem?
Mhm. But nobody's going to do it.
I think our community in general, we tend to want to things to stay the same, just like everybody else. But if we maintain our
Oh, I need a beer
equipment-
now.
Yeah, please do. Bruce. If we maintain our equipment the way it's supposed to,
Yeah.
the only thing I will say is on chainsaws, because ethanol does raise the combustion temperature just a little bit. But yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Why is it then when you run an alcohol funny
There's
car, it
proof.
takes 5 times as long to warm up the engine?
I have absolutely no idea, but the combustion temperature is higher when you have ethanol in your fuel.
Well, no, I'm sorry, it's methanol, not ethanol.
Yeah, methanol. Yeah, see. So, is that an issue? No, because Husqvarna, Steel, Echo, whoever, Hyundai, all those guys say our equipment is designed to run on up to 10%. They're made for it.
That's the difference between us and them are the customers. Us,
Yeah,
how many carb cleans have you had to do on your own equipment? Zero.
None.
Yeah, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
none. Me neither.
Because we know
Like
what
all
we're
of our
doing.
stuff. But any of our customers, people don't even check their oil. It's like takes 5 seconds to do an oil check before you
But I
fire
mean,
up an engine.
usually
How many, if you
stupidity
ask any of your customers how many times they've checked their oil before they started equipment, I'll bet you you'd be lucky if you hit 1%.
I know,
I'll tell you they did.
yeah, that'll tell you. But I mean,
Well, no, you'll get the customer that says, "Oh yeah, this thing runs," and then you say, "Okay, fire it up." When he brings it for repair because it doesn't run, he says, "Oh yeah, it runs." So then he says, "Oh yeah, but I ran it out of fuel." So I go get a liter of fuel. I put it into his gas tank. I said, "Fire it up." He tries to fire it up. The thing, if it fires on carb cleaner shot into the intake.
Hey, I
because
gotta
it
go
won't
grab
fire.
a cup of tea or something, maybe booze. I don't know. I'll be right back.
yeah, get alcohol, Ken. Alcohol is good.
I'm with
No,
you.
no.
Wayne. Tell them to
What I mean-
start
I
it
mean-
up in front of you.
Sure.
Oh yeah, we
No.
won't know. If like we pick it up, we try to start it there. But the first thing we do is we check the oil to make sure it's got oil in it before we even try to fire it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
What
I mean,
about
they
the guys
bring
that,
if we
what
if we
about
look
the
at
guys
this,
that,
here.
if we look at this from a distance, ethanol is the best thing that happened to our businesses for
Oh,
a long
absolutely.
time.
Yeah, but just
Yeah.
think of
Really?
what we're going to get when they go to 15% ethanol, because there's not a fuel line out there that's on equipment right now that's rated for 15.
There's not
Well,
even
some of it might be rated for A85. I don't see it on small
no.
engines.
There's no small engines that are rated for E15.
No, I know. So what's going to happen in Canada when they allow 15%? And it's coming quick.
So is electric, so you don't have to worry about the ethanol.
There
No,
you
but
go.
when the
There you go.
electric comes out now, I guarantee you take a look at all the battery fires that are starting all over the world. Poland just had a battery storage site catch on fire. California had the big one that caught on fire. Where are they storing these batteries? These are all lithium-ion batteries. The home fires, the insurance for an electric vehicle. Like I think it was in California, you can't even have home insurance unless the vehicle's parked 25 feet away from any building.
Wow.
So
That's
you
a
can't
remember,
bummer
put it
in
in your
an
garage.
apartment.
you
Yeah.
remember when we had the NiCad batteries and we thought that was so great. We had this battery powered equipment.
Yeah.
Now we look back at those batteries and realize what junk they were.
Oh yeah.
And I'm thinking we're just one breakthrough away from us looking back at lithium ion batteries and saying,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
we suffered
I
through those.
still, my best bet is still capacitors. Somebody's going to invent a
Yeah.
capacitor that you can fill up like that,
Maybe
and it'll go for a long. That's my best bet.
once they come out with that next breakthrough, you know, it won't be so bad once we can get past the short run times and cold weather problems.
No, but I mean, I sharpen blades for a local gardening company, and they go out and cut people's lawns and stuff, and they all run the steel range of battery powered lawnmowers, chainsaws, trimmers, the whole thing. And when people are asking, okay, you know, if there's any noise restriction where they work, yeah, we can do that. It's going to cost you extra, but we'll do it. You know,
Yeah.
and they go around sounding like a I don't know,
Vacuum.
a vacuum, yeah. And I mean, that's just the way it goes. And I think in 10 years, gas powered chainsaw is a gone thing. It really is.
I hope
Except for the logging industry.
Panasonic came out with a new battery that's
Nice.
supposed to outbeat everything.
Yeah.
But it's
Because
nickel metal
we can't read it, and Kenny's not here, so we can't blow it up.
It's a 9mH battery, and
nickel metal hydride.
yeah,
Methyl
And-
hydrate. Bruce, you know about that.
That's not new, is it?
No,
they've
it's
had it for years.
been around forever.
But that might be
Well,
a different
they're-
configuration,
they're
right?
saying
Yeah,
this-
sure. Definitely.
whatever this battery does, it's supposed to be the best. Charging
Check the
time,
date on the article.
they got those ones they use in drones now. They're
2004.
LiPo.
1984. No, no.
They use those ones in drones, LiPo. They're lithium.
Yeah.
They're small batteries.
Mm-hmm.
They use them in drones because they're light.
But honestly, I mean, I live. My house where I live is just a regular old house, and with a small yard to accompany it. And I used to have a couple of gas-powered trimmers, before I went to mow the lawn. Sorry guys, I turned electric, and because there's zero maintenance on that stuff. Zero.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
have a
you're
problem
on
with
the
battery
wrong
powered
channel, Club.
equipment. The
So-
argument that it's more economical and better for the environment, I don't agree with. But the equipment itself, they're doing pretty good with.
Yeah, and
Same way.
yeah,
I got the trimmer and the blower for the wife. I hated going out there every Saturday and firing it up for her. And if it wouldn't start, just we use it once or twice a year with the trimmer. And same way.
My dear wife gets out there every freaking week and cuts that.
Oh
lawn.
yeah, mine 2 or 3 times a week during the summer. She just loves all that stuff.
No, but I mean,
But my problem is today I have to do the laundry.
Al McLean here is writing that he works on forestry, and he says that battery powered saws that they're just not up to it yet. And no, they're not. They're really not. But for trimming around a yard or cutting, I mean, for logging, no, they're not.
Yeah, sure.
But one day they will be.
Yeah, but for your average homeowner that uses it 3 times a year, I mean, it's everything you need.
Absolutely.
You know, I still have a plug-in 110-volt chainsaw.
Bruce, you know you're going to be in trouble when they make a washing machine that runs off of batteries.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they want to save the electricity that they can't produce to power up all the batteries that are out there.
I actually think it's more likely that the household will get a battery pack.
Not until we're all solar.
No. But still.
So, Klaus, what did Anita's girlfriend have a problem with the battery car?
None.
Other than
it's new, I don't like it. It does things to my steering wheel. It yanks it. It's horrible. It makes sounds. It does this. Yeah, it's supposed to. Okay. And
it's not user friendly.
Okay.
You just have to get used to it.
Yeah.
Hey, where's the 15%? Is that Canada? Where are they doing that?
For what?
Yeah.
No, the 15% is, I think, in another couple of years. I know next year it's 11, and I think it was 2030, but it might have been 2028. They're going to allow up to 15% renewables in it, which means ethanol.
Yeah.
But it takes more energy we've all talked about this. It takes more energy to make a liter of ethanol than it does to make a liter of fuel.
Yes.
Now he's saying premium only has 5. That's not true unless you test it.
No. Here where I live, that is true here.
Well, the stuff we've been buying is 5.
You guys in the States and Canada, you have a minimum requirement. Here we have a maximum requirement. So they cannot put more. If you put more in, they get fined. It's that simple.
Yeah.
So,
I went to get ethanol free before, and several times it's actually had ethanol in it.
Yeah. Correct. Well, did you pump the first 4 liters into your vehicle?
It's a dedicated pump at this station.
No kidding.
Finally, just got two additional places.
I would have sued. I would have sued.
Yeah.
It's almost like we got to carry a test tube.
I take the test tube there.
Yeah. 10%
it was
water.
a new guy. He came back and he's like, "Oh, well, I got this." I'm like, "That doesn't, their stuff's clear every time." He comes back, the stuff's all yellow. I'm like, "Surely you got it out of the wrong." Sure enough, I went there myself. That's what it was. I tested it. It was about 8%. So it got mixed with whatever was ethanol free in there with their 10%. I called the company. "Oh yeah, we'll get back to you. We'll this, we'll that."
Yeah. We'll get back to you when we sell this bunch.
Yeah.
Right.
So really got to be.
We got 10% one time in one batch we bought from an Esso station here when we got home and we tested it. And the first 4 liters went into my truck. And when I tested it, it had 10% ethanol in it.
Yeah.
I tested
that went into the vehicle and we went
I test everything I buy for the small engines. I test everything.
Yeah. We test every batch we buy.
At the bottom of my hill, I have a mobile station, a Gulf station, and a Sunoco. And I took all 3 of them one day and I tested all 3 grades with the little tube you get with the different things, whatever. Now we're supposed to have max 10% max. Okay. Sure. It ranged from 4 to 12, depending. The worst offenders were the mid-grade, because I think the mid-grade doesn't get used as much.
Yeah.
I think the ethanol attracts water, everything else. I think it screws up the readings. But yeah, mid-grade, who the hell uses mid-grade? I don't know. But what's funny? You look at like Steel and Echo stuff, they recommend mid-grade 89 for their mixture, which is kind of weird. I always try and use the premium when I'm
minimum 89, right? They
usually, what it says for
the fuel requirement usually says minimum.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That could be too, Stella. You never know.
Now, locally, and you guys, I think I've told you this before, a friend of ours came from Mississauga with a brand new Volkswagen, gassed up at a local gas station, and when he hit the Queen E, his brand new Volkswagen shut right down. Had it towed. When they tested the fuel that was in it, it had over 20% ethanol in it. It had ate the liner out of the fuel tank, sucked it through the fuel injectors, got into the engine, totally destroyed the engine. That was an independent gas station. So you never know where the independents are getting their fuel from.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You never. I mean, I would. There are two things I'll never do. I'll never buy fuel from an independent, and I will never buy fuel while the truck is offloading.
Oh yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
it mixes it up.
Well,
Man.
just the dirt in the bottom.
And then we had the customer buying his fuel at a local Sunoco station, always getting the 94 premium, which was ethanol free, he said. And when we repaired his equipment, I told him I had drained his fuel out and put a liter of our fuel in. And he said, why? It's ethanol free. I said, no, it had 5% in it. When he checked, that that Sunoco station was running under a lease to an independent dealership that was using independent fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he thought he was getting Sunoco fuel. He wasn't.
No, that's the nice thing about shopping with Mobil and Shell.
Yeah.
They're pretty
Yeah,
anal
yeah.
about their fuel quality, so that you usually get what you pay for.
Well, all I know is by me, all the tanks are literally 10 miles from here. Every single truck, no matter what's on the side of the truck, they're all taking the same base gasolines.
Definitely.
But they're adding the additives as they're filling up.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And there are different lines from, I mean, Mobil will have their range of additives, Shell will have theirs, Sunoco will have theirs. All the independents, they buy a version of it. They may buy, say, Mobil additives, but they only get half the amount.
But I guess here's my question, and I don't know if anybody knows this, anybody in the refining industry. When they bring in the base stock from the tankers and fill up the base tanks, on the ground, are those pure, no ethanol in them, and the ethanol is added when the additives are added?
That's how I understand it.
That depends. That depends on the refinery and the filling station. Some
Yeah, but the
refineries
refinery doesn't make ethanol. They would have to buy the ethanol and add it. I think they're doing it while they're filling up the trucks.
Not always, because they do batches in those places. They'll have the big production tanks, and then they'll have smaller holding tanks, and then they will take from the holding tanks out to the gantry where the trucks are loaded. So some are pre-mixed before it gets to the gantry, and some is added at the gantry together with the additives. It depends. The biggest problem you have is, like Stella said, somebody made a cocktail. He was supposed to fill in normal grade, and he put in high grade. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
somebody's-
But we had a problem around here. It's funny. Every station around here, and don't ask me why, because it's very expensive. They have to replace their tanks every 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Even if they're fiberglass tanks.
Yeah.
Every 10 years they have to replace them. Yeah.
Yeah, same here. They
When
got
I
a lot.
when I worked with Shell, where if you ever had to bring product back to the refinery, because let's say somebody made a mix or mixed diesel with gasoline, something, they would normally give it another run through the process. They'll mix it in with crude and give it another run. But since they also
Just
make
re-refine it.
But since they make jet A fuel for jet engines, they do not want ethanol in those because water minus a lot, no good. So the stuff they mixed on the tank, it went straight to destruction. It got burned off in some furnace. They didn't. The refinery didn't want it back because it already had ethanol in it, and since they make aviation fuel, ethanol is a no-go completely.
I looked around for that aspen fuel around here. I can't get it.
How about kinetics? Can you get kinetics?
I've never even seen that. Not
Steel,
even that.
steel motor mix.
Yeah, go on Amazon. You could buy it by a 3
Yeah,
gallon.
but what's it called? What's it called from Steel, Klaus? The
Motor
non-
mix.
No, no, no.
Yeah,
Motor
but I
mix
want
is
the
mixed.
4-stroke.
What's the unmixed called?
I want the 4-stroke. I want
Moto 4 Plus.
Moto 4? Okay.
Moto 4 Plus.
But it's very expensive at the steel dealer. I know that. Real expensive.
Still cheaper than a technician.
You should, Brett. You should be able to find it at somebody that sells Briggs and Stratton parts,
What then?
because the
Kinetic
Kinetics is a
or-
Briggs
or
and Stratton brand of alkylate fuel.
Yeah, okay. But
let me ask you a question.
I will say, guys, in terms of trying to, I use the Briggs and Stratton makes a fuel additive, like a preservative or whatever you want to call it. It's called Fuel Fit. You mix it in with fresh gasoline, and it delays the phase separation of water and ethanol for a period of time. It works.
Let me
Is
ask
that
you guys
that green stuff?
No, it's red.
all the
What's it
questions
called?
collectively. You guys can answer
Briggs
individually.
and
if you want.
Stratton Fuel Fit.
Fuel fix.
No, Fuel
Fit.
FIT.
Fit. Fit.
FIT. I'm having a fit over here.
Yeah. It works, guys. I use it in all my shop gas, and I do not have water separation.
Go ahead, Ken.
My turn. Shut the hell up. Anyway, all right. If you guys were going to the pump, all right, and you wanted to get mid-grade 89 for your two-stroke mix, okay, you're mixing it yourself, whatever. What I do, and tell me if I'm full of beans, I pump 2 gallons into my truck first, and then I put it in the can.
No, you're right. You're right.
It depends on the setup, Kenny. If you have dedicated lines,
there's only one hose coming out, and I know, but to
that's
me,
that's where you want to do that. But if you have separate hoses for each grade,
yeah, no, there isn't, and by us, it's all one. It's all
No.
one.
okay.
And when you're buying your 89, it's only a blend of the 87 and the 91. That's what they're doing. They're blending the two to make 89.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
The place I go is an Ampco station, and they have 93.
So if they're blending the two, that means you're getting the 10% ethanol low grade and the
5%
non-ethanol high grade. And you're
But I thought only Sunoco did that, because all the stations here, no matter what it is, they're all ethanol, even the high test. I've never seen the high grade here non-ethanol. Everything's ethanol.
But guys, you got to remember, they don't mix it. They mix it before they add the ethanol. It's done at the refinery. That truck doesn't have 2 lines coming in mixing high.
We're thinking they do it at the pump.
No, I thought you meant at the pump.
No, they don't. No.
I think at the pump,
blends
blends the two to make the 89.
Sunoco always had a race pump at the end, always, until like 10 years ago. They always had a race pump.
Yeah.
I got to go look at the pump once and see if the mid grade, if it's rated at the same ethanol as the low grade.
Well, most of the stickers here are saying on all the grades are saying up to 10% ethanol.
Yeah.
And the way I know what I'm getting is when I test what I buy. So basically, if it is a blended, and if I went and got 87 first and it was 10, and then I bought 91 and it was 5, then basically if I bought 89, I should be getting 7.5 ethanol.
Yeah. But Stephen Leone here is saying that it's a mix. It may be a mix, but it's mixed at the refinery or at the whatever depot you're getting it from. They don't mix it at the station. Because but what they promise, if they promise you 87 octane, they actually promising you minimum 87 octane. It may be 87.2, it may be 89. They say minimum 87. No, Kenny, you have to hold on to that. It's not your turn yet. No, I'm sorry. No,
Whoa.
Just stream.
Whoa. Okay. Now we have some peace and quiet.
What I'd have to do is check out how many tanks they have at the fuel stations when the trucks come in, because you got to figure, why would they have trucks delivering 87, 89, and 91? All they got to do is deliver 87 and 91. So a tank for each, and you blend the other two to make an 87.
Wait, why don't we ask Dr. Google?
But you can't. Wayne, you can't. Because if one is very low to the number, and the other one is very low, and you have a mix, because 89 is more expensive than 87, right?
Yeah, but it's ridiculously higher. It's crazy higher.
Yeah. So they don't want to. So you can't have, and the pump would have a fixed mix rate, say 50-50, and that would cost too much. they get their grade from the depot.
What
They
I
will
like
have-
is when they run out of 87, Klaus, they sell the 91 at the 87 price when that
There you
tank
go.
runs out.
Yeah. But they don't sell the low grade instead of, because they
No.
promise you a minimum.
Wait,
Yes.
hold on. I'm going to ask Siri. Hold on. Hey Siri.
She doesn't want to talk to you.
No.
She says she doesn't speak Danish. Hold on.
We can do Danish.
Wait a minute. Hey Siri.
Thanks. You set mine off.
Is mid-grade gasoline a combination of low-grade and high-grade gasoline?
Mid-grade gasoline is not a combination of low-grade and high-grade gasoline. It is a blend of regular and premium gas.
There you
This
go.
answer is from
So
Siri,
she got it from a place called consumerguide.com.
Did that say if it was blended at the depot or the pump?
At the depot. It's not blended at the.
Hold
gas
on.
station.
Hey Siri. Is mid-grade gasoline blended at the depot or on the truck at the gas station?
In most cases, refineries do not produce a mid-grade gasoline blend. Instead, the middle octane option is blended at the fuel pump from a given gas station's supply of regular and premium gas.
There you go.
This is from consumerguide.com.
Again, consumerguide.com. I don't know if they're full of beans.
You guys are getting the shaft over there.
Wow, that's Dr. Siri. I mean,
I'm doing the Trump. It's another
There
way.
you
Yeah.
Logistics standpoint, it makes sense. Why have an extra million-gallon tank and an extra bunch of truckloads of fuel and an extra underground tank at the station? And
Because
Yeah, it makes
it's not,
perfect sense.
because it's now the gas station that pays to. If you have a difference in grade that comes in, they're paying too much. I mean, remember, they buy their product based on its weight.
We just heard the answer, though.
Hey, I thought
No.
Siri was AI. Siri's not AI?
Can you ask
I
me?
don't know. Is it?
I don't know.
No, because
I'm
Mike's asking.
just
about
saying.
AI.
I'm just saying that is too expensive.
I can see where you're coming from, Klaus. If you're paying $10 for
Right
the
back. I'm
89,
working.
why would you put that into 87, right? And lose money on the 89.
Yeah, but I mean, where I come from, the stuff is blended at the refinery or depot, and then trucked out as high grade, mid grade, low grade.
Hey, I could message Chat
Yeah.
GPT. See
Please
what they
do.
say.
You got to pay for chat.
But
don't
there's
think
a
so.
very
Wait, I gotta get
easy
the
way
app
of doing
up.
this. Do you guys have underground filling necks or above ground filling necks?
Underground.
Well, they're flush with the
Yeah.
surface, but
Okay,
they're
then
all
you can't see
underground.
it. But if you got them above ground, we do that here a lot. You can just count the number of tanks.
Hey, is Chat GPT
I don't
it's free
think-
app? You gotta pay for it.
You have to log on to it or make an account. It doesn't cost anything, but
One gas station where
Hold
I
on.
go, they got several of those little ports you open up, and they color code them.
yeah, they have them color coded, but and they have them all kinds of coded. But the thing is, it's too expensive. But
And there's
apparently,
more than two.
but also know that the distribution net in the U.S. is not as how I'm going to say this, as sophisticated as it is in Europe. So it may be that it's mixed at the station, but over here, the product quality and the grade is delivered by the tanker truck.
I'm going to believe you, Klaus, because you're an honest man and you tell the truth.
I try to. I'm just
I'll
saying.
take
it's
what
too-
Klaus says.
the
I'll
other
buy
stuff is
that.
too expensive. I mean, it's too expensive.
I don't know. I think it's full of shit. But that's-
Where's my off?
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember
and-
back in the 40s when they had a glass tower on top of the pump.
Yeah.
And
You
would
could see
mix
it.
the
Oh, yeah.
gas in there.
Hank, we're showing our age now, buddy. Hold off on that.
By the way, guys, I went
These
to Harbor
these
Freight
people
earlier
these
this
people
week.
on here, Hank, they don't even remember having the crank and engine to start one.
Hey, I remember when you had a horsepower, you stopped at the saloon, you tied it to rope, and you gave it a
Yeah.
feed bag and a cup of water.
You
By
know,
the
it's
way, I
funny.
went to Harbor Freight earlier this week, Ken,
They have
and I
gas.
looked at that compressor, that
Which one?
McGraw. No
Oh, yeah,
wonder it
yeah,
only
yeah,
gets
yeah.
5 CFM. The pistons are only like that.
Ah,
Yeah, I've been looking for a compressor this week. I think I may go with a Ingersoll Rand 5 horsepower, 60
nice.
gallon.
Well, another
Nice
thing,
compressor.
I took
About
mine
$2,000.
to a
Yeah.
shop that does machine work, and they do welding on industrial pressure vessels. And I'm going to have them check it, and I'm waiting for to see. They'll check that tank to see the structural integrity, and
Mm.
hopefully they can salvage it. If not, well,
It's likely going to cost you more than a new one.
Yeah, I was to say, Brett, it's not worth taking that test money,
don't think
investing
so.
it in a new.
I bought a Central Pneumatic off
You know?
of Harbor Freight on a trip back from Florida so I could get away with not paying the duty on it. I think I only paid like
Yeah.
$350 US for it. It didn't have good ratings. We've had that thing here for 10 years now. I drained the water out of it. It's 25 gallons. It goes up to 150 PSI. Does everything we need it to do. And now with all the battery operated tools that we've got, we only use it for, we don't even use it for inflating tires anymore. Jake went and bought that little Milwaukee inflator. That thing works like a charm. So
Yeah.
what we use it for, blowing leaves off of decks. That's it.
Hey,
There you go. All right, Ray's got a question here. I swapped
Oh,
out a 21 horse Briggs that locked up for a 17. I'm assuming the Intech, okay, the ones that with the bad
Yeah.
ACRs on them all the time. Everything works except the pulley. The 21 had a key on the crank. Oh yeah, it depends. The key, it all depends on what it's used in. John Deere, their pulleys are stamped with the key coming out of the actual pulley shaft.
What you have on Briggs and Stratton is you've got two setups of keyways. You have
Yeah, one's a Woodruff
and
keyway
some
and one's a
have
straight keyway.
both, and some do not.
Yeah. The ones that have two separate Woodruff keys, you got to use the two separate. If you what is your pulley, Ray? If you got the one with the stamped key portion
That's what
stamped like a little
he,
elliptical, you
Kenny,
need
he
the full
explains it
keyway then.
in his note. Yeah, he does.
Does he?
He says he swapped out a 21 for a 17. Everything works except pulley. 21 had a key on the crank. The 17 has a form in the pulley.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is he needs a full keyway machined into that, or he can cut out the portion on the pulley where the stamping cut out that little piece and put a key in there and then slide it on. That'll work as well.
That's a little difficult because it's usually down there.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what Ray has for tools or anything. You could drill it on the side, drill it 6 holes, and square file it, and then stick a piece of key stock in there and then put it in.
Pulley. That fits the crank of his new engine.
Yeah, but a lot of those newer ones have that pulley with the stamped elliptical.
And they require a
key
full
there,
keyway on the crank.
Yeah, correct. Or else you can't get it on.
Don't have it.
Yeah. Or what I've seen some people do, they take a piece of shaft, they bullet nose the end of it, they stick it in there, tap it down to push out where it's stamped in. They stick the pulley on, then they take a punch and punch it back in the keyway. I mean, either way, there's 6 ways to get there.
Might have to go get me one.
Cheers.
Just weld it on there.
So, yeah, that's true too.
Just glue the damn thing on. No, but it's one that it's so funny, right? Because it's one of those issues that gets a lot of people that does engine swapping. Briggs and Stratton tried years back to try, and they did a conversion table. You know, if you had this engine, you could use that engine, but they stopped doing that because they went all, it's actually it's the pulley that decides. I would look for another pulley that fits the crank you have on your new engine.
Well, I would look for a pulley that's got the same diameters that came off of that 21, so that he doesn't have to change his belt.
Yeah, usually it's the small. Yeah, usually it's the small drive one and then the bigger deck one underneath it.
And you guys have something really wonderful over there. It's called McMaster Car.
Yeah, but they don't sell anything like that. You would have to buy 2 pulleys and use spacers or something.
But they have it.
It's a specially stamped pulley.
Yeah, they've got it. If you need it, they got it.
Oh yeah.
We've got McMaster Car and we got Granger.
Yeah, Granger's good too.
We have nothing even close. So,
like you get into some of those old snowblowers when people have warped those auger pulleys, and back in the day they had spokes in them and they were all warped and they were throwing belts because somebody had tried to pull it off and bent it, and you can't get them. They're no longer available. So we just go to the local in Waynfleet. They've got a dealer called Berg's Farm Equipment, and they've got a whole wall of all different pulleys and hubs, and all you have to do is get the right size pulley, the right size hub to fit with the ID, weld the hub to the pulley, and slap it on.
Yeah. I was just watching. Do you guys remember our good friend James Hayes? He was on here about it, and he does now. He buys stuff off auctions, and he had this little drivable flatbed thingy machine that had almost like a lawnmower engine on it, but it was a Honda, an old one. The shaft was 30 millimeters. What is that in inches, Kenny? An inch and what? Yeah, 30
millimeter.
30 millimeter.
About an inch and a quarter, maybe.
So that's what 1.2.
I mean, there is no manufacturer that makes an engine with over an inch in diameter these days.
Wheel horse.
Oh, wheel horse.
Those at 1 1/8.
1 1/8
cranks.
That could be.
Days, you can't buy an engine today with that size crankshaft.
Well, you can buy the sleeves, the adapter sleeves.
30 millimeters, 1.1811.
So that's 1 1/8. That's one.
Yeah,
1
and 3
3/16.
16ths. Yeah.
Okay. Hank, what did you just happen to have that right at
Hank's
hand?
got everything.
It's like a cereal
he doesn't
box.
get out of the chair, and yet, here it is. Oh, by the way, there you go. Jesus.
He's probably got a whole file cabinet of those things sitting next to him.
Bearing sizes.
A chair of many things.
Cross references.
Yeah, man.
And per the question about that, the cost, I happen to know the guy that owns that shop.
That's good. That's a bonus.
That keeps the cost down.
Maybe.
But he seemed pretty optimistic it could be fixed.
Now, your tank, had you been draining the water out of it on a regular basis or never drained it at all?
I've drained it.
Oh, okay. So
Maybe
it should
not
be in
all
good
the
shape.
time,
We're
but I've
asking the
drained
wrong-
it.
No.
Where is he? Over here. Ask that guy.
Yeah, don't need to drain it. Yeah, it'll still compress air with half a tank of water in it.
It'll blow up either way. Yeah.
You know what?
Blow
It'll
up
put the
the
fire out
heating
that
station.
starts after it blows up.
Well, I did do this, though.
Hank, we should get Kenny to do a video on how to drain a compressor. Can we make a request, Kenny? Hank and I?
I'll be honest with you. I've had that tank off now for 2 weeks.
Off?
Okay. Off, no pressure in it for 2 weeks.
Turned off.
I haven't shut it off in 27 years or 25 years.
Yeah.
All right.
He'll
And I shut it off
he'll
2
flood
weeks
his
ago.
town if he turns-
Wait.
His town will
So
be flooded if he releases it.
no. It's all dry. I opened it up. It only about 4 ounces of water came out.
Really?
So
And-
I think your valve is stuck. Or
No.
something.
Fine. And
Clogged
what
with rust.
I'm gonna take out the petcock. I'm gonna go up with a camera, and I'm gonna show the inside of it, just to show you what's going on. I'm gonna see, and I'm going to borrow from my friend who builds race cars a ultrasonic thickness tester, and we're going to do wall thickness testing all around it.
That's a good idea.
See what it is. And I'm going to buy a new compressor anyway, but I just want to see how close this thing was to my demise.
Yeah.
How much does one of them ultrasonic wall thickness testers cost?
Cheap ones are like 130. They're
Oh,
not-
really?
Yeah,
That's
cheap
not
ones.
bad.
That's fair.
I mean, we have them at work for aircraft that are like 10 grand, but we have to be within like 1,000th of an inch.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, you could buy cheap ones to test like race car tubing and stuff. They're like $130.
Well,
Well,
when
you
you
gotta
get the new
remember that
compressor, are you
ultrasonic-
gonna do a video on the new one?
As far as what?
I would much rather see the old one.
Well, I want to see them both.
Yeah, I'd like to see the thickness of the new one.
But you got to remember that ultrasonic cleaner will also measure a 16th inch of rust that's going to fall off the inside too.
No, but as you get toward the new material, you can see the degradation because it picks up thickness, but it's also density.
Look what Brucey has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looked like a squashed raisin or a burnt
Yeah.
piece of toast. What was
Well, I'm
it?
really hoping that it's a 17th century gold doubloon.
I think it's a goat
I have
turd.
no idea what it is.
Isn't that a
Wow.
goat turd?
I thought it was a hunk of rust from inside your compressor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
I'm in
thought.
Mexico. I don't have anything like that here.
Is it
Price
copper?
on the
What is
game
it? Copper?
from space.
I don't know. Oh,
When you
I
find
don't
it
have a
on
magnet. Oh, do I have a magnet? Let's find out.
It's a meteorite.
I was going to say, I know how to test with using copper sulfate on steel. How do you test if it's copper, though? Is there a chemical you can put on it to
I'll be right
tarnish
back.
it immediately?
I
Like
gotta go get
vinegar or something? What do you put on copper to tarnish it immediately?
Vinegar.
Wait, hold on. I got Dr. Siri here. Hold on. Hey, Siri.
It's
Oh,
magnetic.
it's magnetic.
It's magnetic, so it's not copper.
Forget it, Siri. You're not needed. Okay.
Yeah, piss off, Siri. So we're back to what is it? An old washer off a Mexican Volkswagen or what?
Well, give us a hint. Where was it found?
Next to a
I'm on the beach.
compressor.
Oh,
Brucey, do yourself a favor. Do you have any? I mean, you're going to have because Mexico. Vinegar and a little bit of salt. Mix it together. Stick it in there overnight.
okay.
Why?
They say with old coins, you shouldn't muck with them, eh?
It'll help get any rust off.
Get
of
all
it.
whatever it is off of there so you can see it.
Yeah.
First of all, you got to know it's a coin, Bruce.
Yeah. It might be a whale doo-doo. You don't know, you know?
Or Bruce, if you want to get really crazy, you get some like washing soda and put it in there, 9-volt battery, and put the lead in and do
Oh, yeah,
yourself a little.
electrolysis. Well, I run them all through my ultrasonic cleaner when I get home. But
Bruce,
I'll
have
try
you
that.
found it? Bruce, have you
When
found
are you
it?
getting home?
Hey?
When are you getting home?
A couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple more months yet.
2 month and a half, no?
Yeah.
2 months from today, I
Or
believe.
no, 2 months almost. Yeah.
Wow.
Bruce,
So
have
what's
you
the
have you
temperature down
found
there,
any?
Bruce?
Bruce, have you found any? Oh, I'm sorry, Scott. Go ahead.
I just was wondering the temperature down there and what it's going to be when you get back home.
It'll be
50
5
degrees
below Celsius during the day and 10 below at night.
Wow. Why are you coming back?
Well, there's only so much money in the year, so I can only stay down here for so long.
So he can wait 8 more months to go back.
Yeah.
9.
Well, he has to save up for 8 months to enjoy the 4 months.
Gotcha.
Last year we came down for more than 3. It was fun. We stayed for Christmas last year. It was fun.
Yeah, but once you got back from Mexico, you went on vacation again. Remember?
Yeah, you were all da-di-da in your thingy, and yeah, we remember, Bruce. We make.
I
notes.
don't.
Hey,
Now,
I'm gonna get off of this. I'm gonna go downstairs on my pad and I'm gonna
Yeah.
show you some tools. All right.
Okay.
So I'll be
Sounds
back.
nice. Yeah.
I'll be back.
Bruce, I assume that they're charging everything there is charged in US dollars?
No, it's all peso now. Everything's
Oh, it's
peso.
all peso.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
that's
don't want
good.
to see. They don't want to see foreign currency. The money stays here now. It's really good. It doesn't migrate back to the country it comes.
Yeah, so you're just going Canadian exchange to a peso
We
versus.
either buy pesos at home at the bank,
Yeah.
or we use Wise or some other foreign exchange system to pay here.
Yeah.
It's good.
Because if it was in US dollars, you'd be paying like an exorbitant exchange rate.
Yeah. And some people are getting hit twice because they bring down 5,000 US dollars and then they end up whacked when they convert to the peso.
Yeah.
So they're getting hit twice.
Wow.
Wants to convert from Canadian to American and then to convert from American to peso. So they don't really understand. This might be their first trip to Mexico and they don't understand that it's all pesos now.
Yeah, why don't you just get a credit card, that does both?
Oh, that works too. We buy all our groceries with a credit card.
Yeah.
You still have to have cash for
He
cabs,
has to,
going
he has,
out,
he has to
tipping.
get rid of all his, the stainless steel money. The ones
Stainless steel
that-
money, yeah. There's lots of that.
Yeah.
Jake was just saying with the 25% tariff that was going to be put on to the Canadian goods, and if the Canadian government was going to put the 25% tariff on US, he still has a few parts to buy to do his stroker engine, and he buys it out of Ohio from Summit Racing. So he says, look at this, I got to pay $1.47 US, right, with the exchange rate. He says a 25% tariff, a 6% Ohio sales tax, and then a 13% duty fee. He says it's like 93%. I don't know if that's the right number, but he says whatever the list price is, I got to add another 93%. He said it's not worth, not worth finishing off the stroker yet.
That's when you take a ride down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You stick it all under the front seat of the motorhome.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. What's that big box in the back?
Right.
Yeah. What's that engine?
Oh, that's used parts.
Yeah, used box.
It's
No,
been in there.
when I used to carry, when we first started the business and we didn't have any accounts, we opened up a P.O. box in Buffalo, New York.
Nice.
So that way I could order anything, have it delivered to the P.O., drive over and pick it up. When I came across, I always declared, because I didn't want to get blacklisted, you know what I mean? So I couldn't go across the border. So I always declared, if it was automotive parts, I had to go in and pay duty. But if it was just small engine parts, no, don't worry about it, go ahead. But if I was bringing over any engine parts for a vehicle, I had to got pulled over every time, pay
It's this
duty.
way you have to be creative. When they ask you, is it small engine? Yeah, it's a small block. Yeah, they don't know. Be creative.
Yeah, I'd get the one guy that has an old Camaro in his backyard. Eh?
Yeah. Then you're screwed.
Uh-huh.
I'm worried. I did well with my little toolkit coming across, but some people were warning that it might just have wings, or I might get pulled into the security office. But I came through. So
Yeah. See, Motorhead, he's right. You buy something that you can't get parts for, and you're in big trouble. It's like that Power G air compressor that Jake bought off of one guy that we needed a recoil. We ended up buying another one that was broken down just to have a recoil off it. Now we've got one to sell that's perfectly good running condition, and one for parts minus a recoil.
that was a Honda clone on that, aren't they?
Yeah, it was. It's a nice little tiny compressor. It's only a 1200 watt compressor.
Where did Kenny go? New York to the
He's
base?
going to the shop. We put together.
Show us what Rusty. He went
It's
downstairs to show us
a
his
big
Rusty.
ass basement. It really
He's
is.
gonna do a big dog repair video here showing his tools. Okay?
Yeah, you go.
Oh my God,
He went down to
damn
build himself
show-offs.
a basement so he could do that.
Yeah. He probably went to Harbor Freight. Hey, look what I got.
Yeah, look what I got.
Well, I'm going to get smart. If I get my machine back, or if I'm getting a new one, making it easier for the tank.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's that? An auto drain? Or
No, it's not
still
an
a
auto.
manual?
It's an extension, so I can get to it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have that. At the bottom of my tank, I got a big ass, a big piece of hose and just a ball valve, and it goes.
That's what this is, Klaus.
Yeah.
I
All on the
know.
other.
But that's just a little girly valve. I got the 3/4.
Girly valve. That's a girly valve.
I'm telling you, my neighbor, he jumps this high
Yeah,
whenever
but I don't got no 120-gallon compressor.
Mine must have a bit of schmoo in it because it drains really good until about 15 pounds, and it
Yeah.
sits, and then it goes.
Yeah.
No, you know what that is, Bruce? Ice. Ice.
What?
It's ice.
Oh, it probably is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Ice.
When that's coming out of there, Bruce, that gets cold. That's the ice.
Well, I know, and you can get hit with ice when you have your hand under there.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Do you
ice
guys-
crystal.
do-
It
do
builds
you guys
up,
know
and
how-
then it just.
Do you guys know how to prevent that?
I call it ice boogers.
Bring the pressure down in the compressor almost to zero, and then open your valve.
Yeah, but
Just so-
you're doing stuff. You're emptying a big tank and la la la.
Now, do anybody on the panel here ever have an automatic water drain on their air compressor?
No, we
No,
don't
there's
have that.
Yeah,
kind of-
yeah.
No, but I know somebody who does.
Scott, does it work good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Arch has got one on his.
yeah,
Sounds
the
like a-
compressor is
sounds like
kind of
a-
near my work area, so I hear it. It burps about every I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes.
I don't care.
Like a
Scott is
diesel truck, eh?
I don't care. Scott is a rich bastard.
Yeah.
So you,
Yeah, but it's his shop. It
It's not my
Well,
job.
sounds like a diesel. Yeah, sounds like a
Scott, you
diesel.
would recommend putting an auto drain on? Because I've thought about putting one on ours.
Yeah,
It's good because they over here they
you don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're cheap. I mean, you're not spending any money to do it.
Yeah, they're not that expensive.
Right.
they're not.
All right,
over
so
here.
now-
Depends on what one you get.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me just finish this up before you get started, Kenny. If you get an auto drain, though, make sure that you turn the valve off at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Not on the auto drain, but on the compressor. Shut it off or something,
Yes.
so that if that stupid thing hangs, the compressor ain't running all night till you get there in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, even if you don't turn you should be turning your compressor off every day anyway, because you end up going back to the
Right.
shop. That thing can
It's
burn the place down.
Right. You're absolutely right. Okay.
What
Kenny,
I
go
missed?
ahead.
What I miss?
We were talking about auto drains that you should.
We
put
want to
on
see your rusty
compressor.
tool.
We backstabbed you all the way down to the basement, but we're ready.
That's not
Go
like I'm
ahead.
talking to my wife.
You're not going to get a beer.
Brucey, watch out what you say. You want to see his rusty tool.
That's, I know.
Hank.
That's just assault with a dead weapon, man.
Hank.
Yeah, you guys gave me for crap for an innuendo last week. Now
Yeah, I know we did.
Practice what you preach, dudes.
Cool. We're talking tool time.
Oh, by the way,
All right,
Kenny, just you're raking in the dough right here. Mickey Yo-Yo just sent you money, and there was someone else a while back who sent you money. You're making a killing here.
Yeah. Making a killing off this, huh?
Mikey gave me a few bucks a few weeks ago too. So thanks again,
Yeah.
Mikey. Mikey's over there in the UK, I believe. The UK or
'cause
Canada?
You have pounds now.
Okay. So let's go over the what you call it, the tools. Hold on, I'm gonna take off the chat. So, what the hell? All right, can you guys see me? All right.
We can. The picture's a lot clearer, but it seems a little jumpier than when.
There we go.
There you are. Kenny,
Well,
you're
that
ugly
is-
as ever. So go ahead. Nice shirt, by the way.
Ignore the yeah.
Well, hold on.
Anyway, no. We start out with our friend Brandon, who makes these things.
Yes. Right?
Yeah.
Mine are green.
Got him.
Yeah, but the newer design version too. This is a little bit longer,
Yep.
so they can get up and over. This is the original version. So
What do you do with that
version
tool?
2. Yeah, with the what do we call it? What do we call this? What do we call it, guys?
Kenny.
Cable removal.
Stop cable removal tool.
What is it for?
Cable remover tool. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Kenny, you're the one
Wait,
that suggested.
I think I got a zip. Yeah.
You're the one that suggested it to be bigger.
Kenny, you
I
gotta
did.
explain.
My wife always tells me that, so I told Brandon.
Kenny, you gotta show and tell what it does.
It's self-explanatory, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Cable
It's
removal.
Scott was asking what does it do.
I don't think I have one of those. You know the cable on your bail on your push mower, the bail for the brake on your push mower.
Oh,
Instead of using needle nose to pinch it to pull off that cable, he made a little thing with a slot in it, so you can just go stick it on and pull it out.
Brilliant.
5 seconds done.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
All right,
you got to remember, Scott, to say.
One of my favorites that I ripped off from Scott are these things, and I love them.
Oh yeah.
I love these things. I literally love them. And in fact, not just limited to small engines either. Okay. My
why are they
son,
still in the
Sparkplug,
box? Why are they still in the box?
Spark plug installer remover.
I'm
set.
keeping them safe.
Ah, okay.
It's in the box.
Anyway, my son, when we did the coil packs on his Toyota, this came in very handy
Yeah.
because they're way down.
Yep.
And Hondas, okay, the stupid Hondas where they're like way recessed, the stupid torch plugs like underneath the valve cover and everything. These are good.
There are no torch in Hondas.
And they're for sale on Kenny's website.
No, I'll put like down. Now here's one, and I've actually shared this with Klaus. This is the Power Built back tapper.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good
All right.
one. And
And so many people, I've seen their videos, and at the end of their video, they're sticking the tap in, putting the grease on it, blah, 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 blah. Well, all you need to do is have the back tapper where it goes in, it expands, and then you screw it back out. Because you always have good threads on the very inside. This takes advantage of that, follows them, and cleans them out.
Yep.
So back tapper, it's about $20 from Power Built.
Excellent.
Real
tool.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
We got the latest one that I blame Scott on is this thing here.
Oh yeah, it was on your front there. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is
Amazon,
that?
about $20. It comes with screw-in tips on the end, these little button heads, but you can take those off. But Scott was working on, I believe it was a 450 Husqvarna.
Yeah.
And instead of trying to take the halves apart, he just spread the fuel tank from the other half and was able to get the 90-degree tube for the oiler out. So using this to me, I have these for retaining rings. You know, we have the retaining ring pliers, but I never had one with flat ends on it before. And the flat end, you can stick it in there. You know, like if you're doing surgery on your wife, you know, and you go, you know, that kind of thing.
Whoa.
One more tip.
On her mouth. On her mouth.
Oh,
Sometimes the little detents don't land in the right spot for opening something up, right?
Yeah.
So
And-
I'll always have something laying on the bench, like a spark plug or whatever, that I'll put between the jaws, like where your hand is now.
Yeah, the whole
Down
thing.
here?
Instead of using the lock, you just jam something in between the jaws near the work end.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Hey, for $20, I think it's a good tool. You know, I bet you Snap-on, what do they get, about $400?
Well,
I like my
okay,
idea. I
okay.
gave Hank when he was doing his thing about tools. He made that thing for fixing the fuel line up out of a 2-stroke trimmer or whatever. And I made one of them out of an old Tecumseh throttle link off of a vertical Tecumseh.
Mm-hmm. Now, we all in our box should have a Z-bend tool, or as they say in Canada, Z-bend tools. Now, while I'm on the subject of Z versus Z, I'm just going to give you a little for instance, and you guys tell me what you think. You guys familiar with the ABC song?
Yeah.
Who isn't?
A, B, C, D, F, G, blah, 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 blah. Okay, right? So I'm on the phone with my friend Tom the other day in Australia where they say Z, okay? And I said to Tom, I go, where the hell did Z come from? It's Z. There's no Z. They're like, well, I'm going to sing a song. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now, it's not H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. No, it's not that. It's Z. All right. And we went online. They actually have us all screwed up to use the word.
What does it rhyme with?
It doesn't. The song doesn't rhyme. So if you look up Australia ABC song, and you're like, what the hell is that? Anyway, Z-bender, everybody has one, knows one. You know, they're what, $6, $7?
Yeah.
They're cheap. They're cheap. All right. I mean, I used to use needle nose pliers like everybody else, but a Z-bender is good. All right, here's one I really love.
No Z-bra.
All right, here's what I really love. Everybody has pullers, right?
That's a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
But does everybody have the?
Kenny, you're a little
Huh?
grainy there. Kenny, you're a little grainy.
Yeah, just slow down your movement
Great.
a little bit.
Yeah, slow down your body a little.
Oh, how's that? No. All right. And I only had 1 cup of tea, not 72 cups.
That was
Anyway,
good.
so everybody has pullers, right? I got all kinds of pullers, but I bought this attachment for it, which I love. The vice grip attachment.
Mm-hmm.
You can just get the end there.
Yeah.
Nice.
You just buy the end. It screws in. And it screws in. That thread is a common thread. When you buy vice grips, they come in 3 different thread sizes of vice grip, depending on the size of vice grip. And you could buy this attachment on Amazon with the 3 different thread types. Okay.
Huh.
But what's nice about this, I've taken off pulleys. And the main thing I bought it for, snowblowers, that stupid throttle knob before MTD changed the casting. So now the casting has a plus sign molded into it. So the knob, you could pull off the plastic without the knob coming off. But you used to have to pull that knob off. And good luck doing it without breaking your thumb. You put this thing on there, little cloth to cover it, and boom. Not bad. It's like $25.
Gee, somebody just posted a video on an earthquake chainsaw. Poor guy.
Actually, here's the box.
Nice.
Locking pliers, slide hammer, puller. Oh, you got the slide hammer with it too, huh?
This one I did, but you can buy just the attachment to screw into your vice grip or pliers for your puller.
I'm making
You
notes
can't.
right now.
I'll try after this. I'll try and look up all the links so I can get everyone all the links.
Hank, you
All
got
right.
one of them?
Yeah, I got the handheld puller and everything.
Oh.
I made my own vice grip part of it. That's all.
Oh, stop bragging, will you?
The medium one and the large one.
Hey, he asked me a question.
All right, now this is one of my favorite.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Now, if any of you have bought old tractors or implements or anything that have the solid grease joints where all the nipples, they're all solid inside, the grease rejuvenator is basically just a pump.
Yeah.
All right. And it comes with
A hammer?
Yeah.
No, you supply the hammer, but basically you got the fitting in there. You fill it up. I fill it up with Croil. I like using Croil. You fill it up, and it puts in about 8,000 psi when you tap on it.
I got
And works good. We freed up a ton. We freed up a ton of these. If anyone's asking questions, someone else in the chat well, no, you can't see the chat, can you?
No,
Yeah,
we can see it.
we're having a good time.
Kenny, I got to ask a question. I mean,
But-
I've seen you use that thing, and it's great. But if
Yeah.
you have anything where the nipple may shoot out the nipple. I mean, destroy the threads.
Yes, it's good. The grease could blow. I blew up a steering arm on a car with it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no. And a lot of nipples are pressing as well, like Cub Cadet front axles. They're pressing; they're not screwed in.
Then you're screwed. if
But
it
what
comes
I would suggest in that case was where the thing goes on, make a clamp or something to strap it on so it is tight, so it won't
Ah.
come off.
out. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yep. Okay. Yep. It is a nice tool, though.
I would,
Yeah,
I would first heat it and poke the little ball first.
Yeah, no, agree. No. You definitely try heat first, but usually heat will only affect directly behind it, not the length of the channel that leads to the end. You know.
Got it. Thanks,
Yeah.
Danny.
Yeah.
What else we got? Oh, this thing here, Hank. My friend Hank gave me this.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way,
we all like
Kenny,
What?
hold on. TGM's got a really nice comment here. Don't
Hold
don't put diesel in it.
Well, I'm not
explodes-
smoking while I'm using it, but anyway.
No, diesel explodes under pressure.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
There
It
you
could go.
Well, that's
It's like when we were kids and we have the 22 bullets, the 22s, and we're going like this with the hammer. All right. Anyway, Hank sent me a set of JIS screwdriver bits.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
JIS. All right.
Love
All
it.
different lengths. These are good.
Yeah.
They're all.
Hank sends you shit. He doesn't send me anything.
He's my friend. All right. Not yours.
Oh, so you're just saying that Hank is
That
not
was-
my friend? Is that what I heard?
That was so New
I
England.
would say Hank is your acquaintance. He's my friend. So, anyway, these I love, the different torques.
Yes, I have a set of those.
Yep.
But here's the trick. If you don't know how to take them out of this stupid container, you will drive yourself batty. Okay? It's like when you buy a socket and it's got that stupid plastic thing. It takes you like an hour to get it off when you buy a socket. This thing here, how do you think these come out?
Rocket forward.
Yeah.
Not you, Scott. Someone that's not smart.
Turn it 90 degrees.
Anyone?
Pull it out.
No.
90
No.
degrees, pull it out.
Roll it forward.
What?
Yeah, that's what I said. 90 degrees, it comes out.
Yeah. But there's no directions with it. So when you first get it, you're like,
Nobody listens to the foreigner here.
You got to get out of the office a little more, Ken.
anyway, these are handy.
What brand?
These are, the brand is,
Timu.
oh my God. PROT. Oh my gosh, where's my camera? Hold on, I can't even see it. It's like reflecting in the light. Hold on a second. I'll try and put all the links on Amazon. All right, Pro Torque. PROTORQ. Pro Torque. No E on the end.
I've not tried those yet. I can tell you that I've tried very many different brands of 6-inch bits because I use them every day on every job.
Yep.
And the best ones I've found so far have been the ones that are branded Matco. And I think they might be VIM tools. I'm not sure.
Really? I've had good luck with the Irwin ones,
I've had
and the
those.
Milwaukee. Milwaukee seems to have very hard tips on them.
Is that right? The Irwin ones are not as good as the Matco ones. I can tell you that.
Okay. All right.
I've tried those.
Another thing I like, if you have a Harbor Freight or even Chinesium, are thumb drills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
These kits are literally $6 at Harbor Freight. $6. Now, when you're doing pilot jets, you're gonna snap one, but you get a whole kit. Those are good. Goodbye. All right. Everybody has the Milwaukee kits, right? Where you know, easy shopping. You get all the different you know.
Yeah.
So that's where I keep all my bits in one of these Milwaukee holders. Here's one. I got this from a viewer. Dick's Small Engines in the UK sent me this, and I'm like, "What is this? Like Maxwell Smart? Get Smart? Like a phone or something? What is this?" I open it up. Guess what it is?
Cone drills.
Oh, yeah.
Titanium.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
So thank you, Dick Small Engine. Dick, sent me this.
cone drills is absolutely fantastic for any thin metal sheets or plastics, or they're great. I love them.
Okay, here we go. We're still on it now. Some people like to use these seal pullers.
I have one.
Yeah, they're okay. I mean, they work good for $10 or whatever. They work okay. I don't mind them.
Whoa. How does that work? My seal puller doesn't look like that.
You have different jaws that go on the end. This is your fulcrum or your pivot point. You sag it down and you pop it off. Or
The other
you,
way.
yeah,
There
you
you go.
pop it off.
Okay, got it. I just have the one that looks like a hook.
Always keep in stock bar nuts, especially Poulon Husqvarna. You always keep those in stock.
Make sure they don't have a ridge on the flat side.
This one's for Scott. I bought these last week. I was going to talk to Scott about that. The torque, security torque from 2 to 15. Scott, they're cheap and they're probably going to break when I use them, but for $10, $12, I figure what the heck.
Yeah.
Techman, you know. I mean, I'd rather have a nice Wera set,
Yeah,
you know, but
yeah.
$10, $100. You know.
Can you buy
Yeah, but $10 times 10 is $100 too. If you keep breaking it.
Let's see. I've got multiple types of fuel clamp pliers and hose pliers. These were Amazonian. You got like 6 of them in a set for like $10 or something. They're okay. I mean, they got the thing you set. I have the metal ones though that actually use the metal and clamp. I like the metal one better.
I use my hemostat.
But they come in all different variations and things. Yeah, a hemostat. I got all different hemostats too. All right, what else we got?
Put a fuel line over the end of the hemostat on one of them just to keep from.
So it doesn't cut into it. But you could buy flat hemostats too without the ridges. Yeah, that's for the flat ones they use for closing off arteries.
Okay, here we go, guys.
Oh, here's one that you probably won't see a lot. Okay, anybody work on Husqvarna transaxle?
No, it's called Husqvarna.
Does anyone work on Husqvarna where you have the brake, the little disc brake? That's your parking brake or your brake on those little transaxles, and you're saying, how the hell does that come off? It's like pressed on, welded on, riveted on, rusted on. Okay, you use one of these.
Whoa.
This is a squirrel cage bearing squirrel cage fan remover that they use in the HVAC industry. So what you do?
You make me
buy one. These are only they're only $20, and what you do? The inside here, you put that inside where the disc brake hub goes inside here. Okay, then you have set screws that you use to lock it onto that hub, right? And then you jack it off.
Oh.
Works really good. And they also give you not only set screws, but also these things here. So if you want to use it like a puller to pull it off, but those disc brakes, when the splines rust all on and you can't get it off, you cannot get screwdrivers or anything in back of them to pry them off. There's no space. There's like 10,000s. This thing here, you tighten the set screws, they dig right in. They're grub screws with the knurled ends. They dig right into the hub of that disc brake, pops right off. Works good.
I remember taking out another loan in the house just to get it. So, yeah, I remember.
Is that a thread forming thread on there? Thread forming.
Nope.
Not self-tapping.
What else?
You mean, Bruce? You mean on the axle for the disc brake or
on the tool?
The tool is just a regular puller.
Oh.
Now, for all you guys that are like sight impaired, like me,
don't you love being in somebody else's shop?
I like my Mighty Vac. I really like my Mighty Vac, but I like using this instead.
Yes, I have one. I have a Mighty Vac, Ken.
No, but see this? Look at the size difference. I like to read this. So if I take it and I pinch the end.
I just stay with the Mighty Vac and bought me a pair of cheapos, and that's usually.
It's easier to read the big one versus the little one.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I went out on a mission because I had this gauge. I bought this gauge in 1978. All right. I was 15 years old. I started working on cars. So back then, vacuum was how you adjust your carburetors. So Sears sold a kit where you got this, some vacuum hose and everything else because they got vacuum and pressure. I now have 4 of these gauges brand new in the box. So if anyone is part of seeing and would like one, I'll sell you one for what I paid for it, around $20, $22 or whatever. But I do have 3 extra ones of these things, these gauges.
Can't you put that pressure gauge on the Mighty Vac?
I sell glasses.
I just have it teed in. It's just teed in.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Just teed it.
I sell glasses for $5. Sorry, kidding.
All right. See what else. Everybody's got this kit, right, for doing 2-stroke pistons and stuff.
Yeah. We all have that.
Yeah, where you can set up the piston, and yeah, we all got that stuff. What else? Oh, here's one. When you buy Chinesium filters, beware, because the flange thicknesses are not the same.
Oh, I know.
And especially on Echo, the Chinesium ones, you buy a Chinesium Echo filter for like a PB580, it doesn't seal. The flange on the Chinesium one is almost 1/8 of an inch thinner than the flange on an OEM.
You could be right on that.
Oh, my favorite. Everybody knows you got to have a Spark Check R.
Spark checker.
You got to have one of these. This thing has saved my butt numerous times. You don't have to worry about darkness, light. It stays lit. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I don't think they've got a distributor in Canada yet.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
You got to know the secret handshake, Wayne.
What else? I'm a big fan of a company called Spring Tools. So if you have a center punch, you just go dink. It's a spring.
Does it work better or worse than the traditional?
But Spring Tools.
Does it work?
Then
Does
what?
it work better or worse than the traditional one you just push on?
The one you push on, sometimes it could walk a little bit on you as you're pushing. This one, you just hold it there, bam, it doesn't move.
Gotcha.
You're talking about this type because I have those two.
Yeah.
The push type.
Yeah.
Yeah. The push type, if you're on an angle or something like that, and you're trying to push, and you're starting to slip, this thing, you just hold it there, bing, done.
Nice.
Done. Very convenient.
Yeah.
All right.
The push-on one that we've got's got an adjustment for the tension on the spring. So you back it right off and you just go and then you can increase it if you have to.
Yeah. I end up buying one of these Terrell cake batter spreaders, frosting spreader. I think Brucey calls it the broccoli spatula.
Broccoli remover.
Broccoli remover.
That came from my
So,
wife.
I got one of
That
them.
came from my wife's dad. No one else can claim that.
And here's one I really like. This is a carbide.
That's a
Can you
wicked.
get
All right,
both
tungsten
sizes?
carbide. Best thing for getting off gaskets. What else we got? Let's see. Trying to think. What else do I use that's kind of funky? Oh, I also bought the Terrell Fixes All Valco doing the adhesive and stuff. All right, what else we got here, folks? Oh, I bought one of these things. I don't know who the hell guy was. I bought one of these things.
Oh yeah. You got one of the original black ones.
Yeah, for the thing. Although the sticker lasted about 3 seconds once a gas hit it, but I really love the magnet on the back, though. I love having that. That's back.
A lot of them. How many people are making them?
Well, some people are making them, sending them to Erica to get promotion.
I see there's at least one. Stu or Stan or somebody made one. Yeah. This has got adjustable pins on it, but
Stan, I think.
Really had to
Oh, just be up enough pressure gauges. I literally bought NOS in the box, 1978. I do have them. One of my favorite. You got to have this because I really have to start doing it again. The whiteboard. So we can go back to having whiteboard Wednesdays.
What does that mean?
All right. Every Wednesday we do it.
What does that mean?
Pictures on Wednesday.
Every Wednesday we do something technical on the whiteboard on Wednesday. Like, yeah. Oh, one last thing two things. Everybody knows about the what is it? What they call the grease fitting that sticks the thing. What's the official name for it? For these things that aren't Chinesium. This is the Chinesium one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the lockable grease coupler.
Yeah, this one they get. Yeah, but there's a name for it. I spent $40 or $30 and bought the real one, and then I got one of these in the mail from the Chinese company, and I got to try it. But they work good.
Lube Shuttle.
What?
Lube Shuttle sells one.
Yeah, but what the hell's the name of it? Lock and Lube.
Oh, okay.
Lock and Lube. Okay, but here's another thing I'm going to recommend. My inverter.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy these for any battery. I'm using it with my Milwaukee, but you have a light and the light, you can move it. Okay.
What's
You
the
have
output?
two USB 5-volt outlets. You have a USB-C, and you have 200 watts of AC that will power a laptop. It's about $45 on Amazonian, and they sell them from Milwaukee, Ryobi, all the different brands. But really, really, I take this with me when I go to Dutchess, so my battery doesn't run out. This thing will last a whole day running something. It really will.
That's how.
When I have my camera outside and I'm filming in 20-degree weather,
How long
it stays at 100% battery in the camera. I love it.
How long he sits at Dutchess.
Oh, shut up.
Kenny, I got a question.
What?
Okay, do you think that
Sure.
inverter would work as a backup for a sump pump in the event that power went out?
No.
Wouldn't last.
Well,
no?
it's 200 watts, but if you're drawing a full whatever, it ain't gonna
No,
last.
but how long?
Because remember, your battery is so many amp hours.
That's right.
How long is it really gonna last? Yeah.
Yeah, but how often?
But I'm sure it would work. It'll work initially, but will it last? I
don't think it would turn the motor over.
Don't think so.
Oh no, yeah. To start the motor, it probably cut out when trying to start it. Yeah. All right. What else? What else do I have, guys? I think that's it for now. I've had enough. Let me go back to the regular chat. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will try and put links out there for all the stuff I showed because there are some interesting things in there.
Excellent.
Today I did my first video with my Vivitar camera, where I don't have to worry about MOV format. It comes out MP3, so that's cool. All right, let me see. All right, I'm going to go back in the chat and see who else is here. Is anyone else? We got 1, 2, 3. Oh, we only got 5 of us? Where the hell did everybody go?
But it says that Stella's in the basement.
Hold on. Let me click on. Hold on. Where the hell are we?
Man, we lost a lot of people in the basement.
Well, Hank's internet like
I know.
again.
Hold on. All right, let me pull up. All right, in the basement we have.
Hola.
Hello.
Hey, Stella.
I've been suffering from internet issues, and I finally got it solved.
That's right. So basement, everyone. But let's see. Let me copy the invite link. Go into the chat. Put it back out there.
I don't care, Kenny. That sweatshirt looks magnificent on you. It really does.
Yeah, except for the logo, it's great. Yeah.
What?
Is that a triple extra large?
Double X.
Now, I can't comment on that. We have large, extra large, and tent.
And what?
Tent.
Tent. Yeah, that's what I take. Triple extra large.
I think you're making clothes smaller.
There you go. There you go. There you go, Stel. And you know what? That thing is worth even more than the OEM stuff because it's homemade.
Homemade, man.
Yep.
Yeah, baby.
Though it is kind of fading off, though. I have to get some more glue out here to glue it on. So
I can. Oh, hold on. I can send you a link.
Send it back to the manufacturer.
Yeah.
right.
Ours
The
are
manufacturer
embroidered,
is
Stella.
just right inside the house, man.
How about your T-shirt, Scott? Did it even survive the first wash?
Yeah, it's hanging up.
See,
I probably should be wearing it, but it's hanging up right over there.
see, quality product.
Yeah.
Hey, how are we doing for time, everyone? 2:20. Oh, wow, we're over. Huh. That's all right. But anywho, where's Hank? What happened to Hank?
He lost his internet again.
He bought some cheap shit.
Or he's mad that you took over the tool portion of the show.
That could well be.
It's a distinct possibility.
Yeah, he didn't text me.
No, he wrote that he has internet issues again.
He's supposed to be our
Mike?
Yeah, I know he is, but you know, even IT guys get issues.
Abel, are you in the basement? I don't see anyone else in the basement. Just the 6 of us are here. You know, but we had a good turnout, mostly 50 to 60 watching the whole time. That was good. But anyway,
I'm going back in the chat.
good.
I missed the
I think
big
it's because
chunk
Wayne's
of it.
here this week. That's all right. All right, I'm going to end it here then. It's almost 2.5 hours. The after chat's next. The link is out there. So anybody out there, Clem or anybody wants to come in the after chat and chat with us. Yeah, Hank's internet's out. Feel free to do so, but hopefully you guys got something out. I'll throw links into all the stuff we talked about, and we'll go from there. Did anyone see my my community thing where I said what's missing? Did anyone see that?
No.
Where I worked on the Toro this morning.
No.
All right, take a look. It's interesting. I fixed a Toro snowblower. It was missing a couple of parts. So you guys will get it right off the back. It's simple stuff. Well, maybe not Scott because he doesn't like this. What do you call the 4-stroke?
Filthy disgusting.
Scotty, what do you call the 4-stroke?
They're filthy disgusting.
There you go.
I don't remember what it is. Dirty, disgusting engines that swim in their own filth.
There you go. Anyway, all right, I'm going to end it. So anyone wants to go in the after chat, feel free. We'll be here for a little bit talking. Other than that, thanks everybody for showing up. Thank you again to Mikey Yo-Yo for the money. I do appreciate it. It does help the channel. And we'll see y'all next week.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.